All right, folks, we are live. We're back with another live. This is the second live stream your boy is doing, and it is a crazy, crazy day for the culture, man. We got some crazy news. It's about to get lit. It's about to get wild. But before we get into it, I got to make sure that I'm coming at you correct, coming at you crispy, all of that good stuff, man. So give me a second. All right, I'm going to check the chat. I'm going to infiltrate the chat. I've forgotten how to get the chat. How do I get the chat? I'm new to this live streaming thing, man. I forget how things work over here, okay? Let me see if I can get a little chat popping, all right? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, okay? Let me get the chizzy chat up in here, man. Wrist check, all of that. How do I get this bad boy up here? I can't see the chat. I can't see if anyone's in here. How things work over here, okay? Let me see if I can get a little chat popping, all right? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, okay? All right. I fixed that real quick. Hang on. So I do have a chat. All right, I do have a chat gang in the building. All right. What's happening, man? What's happening? Lil Nully in the building from Texas, man. Nathan Bullin in the building. Sharon Turner. What's going on, man? What is going on? What's bracking, people? What's cracking? What's bracking? Okay. All right, let me get my settings. All right, let me set it off real quick. Okay, shout out everybody in here. Okay, Pink Cat 111, Crystal, Good Girl, Williams 301, Keck, Moni, Joe, the 50, King Rello, Jack Dennis in the building. All right, in the mother flipping building, man. Mean Green Ganja King, I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you. I'm a bit of a Ganja King myself. I'm not gonna hold you, okay? We got some crazy updates, okay? We got updates on David, all right? We got updates on David bitch ass. We got updates on Nicki Minaj and Cardi going out wilding. We got updates on G Herbo. He might be catching that RICO after everything that went down, man. It's absolutely wild, okay? It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Your boy is live, man. It's going to be wild, insane, crazy. It's going to be Wick City up in this bitch, all right? Buddha Love and Spicy Jim in the chat. Hello, all right? What is going on, gang? All right? The cover-up is continuing in the David case. They're not ready for what we're about to do, man. They're not ready for what we're about to do. It's actually brazy, okay? It's brazy. Everything that's going on right now, brazy, man. Shout out to everybody. The True Whitney saying, hope you're doing okay in the UK. Yeah, it's pretty insane over in the UK over here right now, man. It's actually fucked up. They're saying, Ross, are you a pot of paper? Ross, are you a pot of paper fan? Joe Coel talking about Ross, are you a pot of paper fan? Are you dumb? Are you joking? He said, Ross, are you a pot of paper fan? He said, Ross, are you a pot... Bruh, you want to know if I'm a pot of paper fan, man? You want to know if I'm a pot of pizzy fan, man? You want to know if I'm a pot of paper fan? They said, are you a pot of paper fan? Are you joking? I only did one live on my main channel in history, and it was a pot of paper live stream, bro. You know what this is, man. If you didn't know that, this is deep lore right now, man. Pot of paper's my guy, okay? Shout out to Pot of Paper one time, okay? Am I a pot of paper fan? Are you dumb? Are you wildin'? Are you wildin', bro? Are you okay? Are you okay, fam? Are you okizzy? All right, look, I ain't gonna cap. Certain folks know that I've been hitting the green screen up recently, all right? I've been hitting the green screen up. I'm in between, I'm renovating my spot, all right? So I ain't gonna hold you, man. Sorry if that ruins the facade, but your boy is moving and grooving right now, okay? He's moving and grooving, so I might have to switch up the backdrop every now and then, but I'm gonna be back in my regular backdrop very soon, okay? They're saying, what's up, Nigel, bro? That's a deep cut. Shout out to everybody from Nigel Gang. They're saying they love my shirt. This is a sweater, actually. This ain't a shirt. This is a sweater, okay? So, listen, man. We outside, okay? I got some big updates, okay? You're not ready for this update that I'm about to drop with you today, okay? It's actually crazy. Let me do something real quick. Can I change this? Can I change this? Can I edit this? Hang on a minute. I don't wanna do nothing crazy. Delete everything. I need to get the sound. I need to get the delete everything soundboard set up, man. I need to get that set up. I need to get that cracking. Hang on a sec. Let me just make a quick little all right. Let me just change something because I don't like something how it's looking, all right? We're gonna get into everything, all right? We ain't gonna delete everything, okay? We ain't gonna delete everything, but we for real booming and grooving and moving and maneuvering over here right now. Okay, I just need to fix something real quick. I'm seeing something I don't like. I don't like. All right. Let me just fix up a couple of ting-a-lings on the screen, on the stream, to make sure everything is crispy and exactly how I want it to be. Give me a few mementos, and we will be active, gang, very soon. All right? We will be active very, 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 very blurry soon, all right? How do I get this moving? All right, let me just fix a couple tings. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to the chat in the building, man. We just fixing a little issue on the thumbnail. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm low-key off-centering the thumbnail. I need to just tighten up this thumbnail. I want to change the text a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Let me get this crispy. I can't remember what time I streamed last time, but I'm streaming way earlier this time, okay? I'm seeing a lot of celebrations in the chat right now, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, all right? Hang on. I'm gonna just fix this thumbnail because I'm not liking, not feeling this thumbnail right now, okay? Yes, yes, yes. All right, things are on the way. All right, things are getting fixed. Things are getting corrected. Okay, we are active gang right now, man. We're active Gizzy right now, okay? You're not ready for some of the updates that I got for you today, okay? It is actually looking pretty wild, okay? It's pretty wild. Everything. They're saying, do I F with Thugger? Psh, psh. We're going to get into that, man. They're saying I'm the next biggest hip-hop streamer, man. I love that, man. I love that for me. I'm really trying to take over these screaming streets, man. Okay? They're saying repeat outfit. Bro, I ain't one of these rich fools that be wearing a different outfit every day, bro. I'm going to be wearing an outfit till the wheels fall off, man. I got clothes I'm getting altered. I got old-ass clothes that don't fit me anymore. I put on weight. I'm getting them altered so I can fit in them bitches again, man. I dropped the snarsis peak. All right. Shout out to Hamza124, man. You get me through work every day. Thanks for the content, my G, man. Shout out all the grinders and the grafters working hard, listening to my streams, listening to my videos. We are overly lit, all right? We're overly trim right now, okay? You're not ready for these updates that I've got for you today, okay? I've got like six updates for you guys, okay? It's about to be... I'm getting too hot in this, so I'm about to take this bitch off in a minute, okay? I'm seeing some crazy shit in the chat, man. I'm seeing some crazy stuff in the chat. All right. We're going to go crazy, okay? We're going to go crazy. Would you like to see me have a conversation with Thugger? Who knows, man? It might happen. It might just happen, okay? You never know. You never know. All right? You never know. All right. Let me get to it in a second, okay? I'm about to give you my first update, all right? Before I just get rid of this. All right. Okay, I'm loving the chat. I'm not going to lie. I'm loving the chat. So before we get to these updates, man, I just want to show some more love in the chat. Can we get W's in the chat? Can we get W's in the chat? Okay, because I'm here. I'm live. I'm with you, people. I'm about to give you some monumental updates. Okay, people think David's going to walk. The damage control is going to another level, man. The damage control is going to another level. There's a lot of suspicious stuff, and it sounds like David Lawyer said delete everything. They said delete everything. All right. They're saying I'm streaming like the rent is past due. Listen. They're not ready. I'm seeing W's in the chat. I got a little delay on this thing. I'm not going to hold you. I got a little delay on this thing so I don't dox myself. So if you catch me ending the stream early, you'll know that I've shown something you ain't supposed to see, gang. All right. They're saying they need this stream for the government shutdown, man. They're saying they need this. They're saying what are the charges for G Herbo, RICO? Could be murder for hire, man. Could be murder for hire. G Herbo could be sitting down with Lil Durk if he's not careful, man, and he knows it too. He knows it too, all right? Dubs in the chat, okay? I want to see 1,000 people in here, man. We about to get it cracking. I want to see it bracking, okay? I want to see it brizzy bracking, all right? Who is ready for their first update, okay? I do have multiple updates on multiple topics, all type of stuff going on, all right? I need to just test my audio is crispy, all right? I like to, look, when I test my audio, you don't know this because I do this offline, but I forgot to do it before I went live. I ain't going to hold you. I be testing my audio on Vlad because Vlad's stuff be high quality. It always be good volume. The levels be good.
I'm so confused with that.
He's been doing this. Remember,
that was just me testing my audio, so let me just check that everything is coming to you crispy, all right? Stuff going on, all right? I need to just test my hold you on Vlad. Quality, it always be good volume. Levels be good.
I'm so confused with that.
He's been doing this.
All right, lit. Audio is working nicely. We come in overly trim. I'm having a little sip of my Prime. I got the mango pesto plumber Prime in here right now, man. They blessed me with a care pack. Shout out to Prime one time, man. Love my Prime. We have no Prime slander in the chat ever. All right, that's a good way to get kicked. That is a good way to get kicked. Okay, man. Let's go, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody going, Spider. Seeing spiders in the chat. King Spider, that is. Okay, they're saying Guy is a certified yapper. So who's ready for the first update? I'm going to ease you into it, all right? I'm going to ease you into it with a first little update, okay? It is actually wild. It's brazy. It's wild, okay? I don't know if everybody is going to be interested in this for the first update, okay? But I'm just going to get to it, man. The first update that I've got for you guys is, of course, you can see it on the screen. I've leaked it. I've accidentally leaked it, okay? You see what's going on here, okay? It looks like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are at war once again. Now, I did do a video on this topic way back in the day, okay? Way back in the day. Now, the Cardi B Nicki Minaj beef has been extremely deep. There's a lot of deep lore to it. It's been long running, okay? It's pretty bad. They've been at war for ages. And to be honest, like, let's be real. Let's just keep it a buck. Okay, look, I covered this. This was what? 6 years ago. I didn't even know that this was 6 years ago, right? So these guys have been beefing for so long, okay? And let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. Nicki Minaj was here first, all right? Nicki Minaj was the queen of, you know, female boss, big ass, big BBL, big, all sorts of big curves popping out left, right, and center, okay? Nicki Minaj held the crown down for the hottest, in both senses of the word, female rapper for a minute. But Cardi B kind of came in and took her spot. And I think a lot of people weren't really feeling how kind of like Cardi B was just like so wild. Nicki Minaj, she was wild, but she kind of carried herself probably, you know, a little bit more sensitively ain't the word, but she carried herself just a little bit more smoother than Cardi B. But people love Cardi B's personality. She wild, she ratchet, she unfiltered. No, she ain't giving no F's about what's going on, okay? So this is a long-running beef. So before we get to it, man, let's just have a little recap. Let's just have a little watch of this video that I did 6 years ago. I can't lie, I've low-key forgotten everything that's in this video. There's probably going to be a lot of jokes. There's probably going to be a lot of making fun, all right? If you don't know, back in the day when I used to do videos like this, okay, I'd crack a lot more jokes at the rapper's expenses, all right? But after this beef that's already been bubbling for years, okay, it's actually reignited. They've popped off on Twitter, okay? I did show this very briefly earlier, but there's been a whole bunch of tweets, all right? Their long-standing rivalry has been reignited. But before we get to that, man, let's have a little recap. Let's see what I had to say about these folks, these fools, 6 years ago, and then we can get to all of the wild and sordid updates, man. So let's see what's going on with this, man. I'm low-key. I hate watching my old videos. Look how much younger I look there. Ain't no beard, all of that. Anyway, let's take a look.
Hip-hop queen for so Women in hip-hop are like buses, not in the sense that they're large and difficult to handle, but because it felt like we waited ages for one to come along and suddenly there were two. Nicki Minaj managed to successfully occupy the crown of New York hip-hop queen for so long, it was only a matter of time before somebody else came along to try and get in on that finesse. When Cardi B first came on the scene, she did look a little bit like a Nicki Minaj clone. A tough female New Yorker, she sings and raps, and she has a penchant for terrible outfits. For a minute, I thought I was seeing double, and there were 4 Nicki Minaj's. Ultimately, there's not a lot of women in hip-hop, and those that finally do break through have a tough time maintaining the top spot.
Yeah, I do just realize that I wasn't showing this the whole time, man. I should have been watching the chat, god damn it.
So you'd think that once Nicki and Cardi broke through that glass ceiling, they would do whatever it took to work together, keep elevating the culture, and make the hip-hop scene a much more friendly place for female MCs to come up. Nah. What actually ended up happening between these two was one of the most petty schoolyard fights I'd ever seen, since 2 girls from my school had a fist fight by the bike sheds over a stolen crate of Smirnoff Ice. In fact, this whole beef came to a head in an explosive scene at New York Fashion Week where Cardi B pulled up on Nicki Minaj ready to throw those hands. That fight ended up getting blocked by Nicki's security and led to Cardi making the 2nd most iconic shoe throw in history, right after that dude stood up and pinged it with vision at George Bush. So, how did we get here? Well, apparently the whole thing started when a screenshot emerged that Nicki Minaj had liked a negative comment dissing Cardi B's freestyling skills on Instagram. Some social media users have pointed out that this screenshot is probably fake, though Cardi B has never specifically addressed this incident, but it appears that this was the nucleus of the entire beef. Later that year, female addressed a negative comment dissing Cardi B's freestyling skills on Instagram.
So this is really where this all started, allegedly, right? Nicki Minaj commenting dumbass bars on one of Cardi B's earliest things. Now, look, let's keep it real, all right? Nicki Minaj probably wasn't happy that Cardi B was coming for her spot. I mean, look, bruh. Look at them. They're so similar. It's such similar swag. And I'm not trying to disrespect Cardi B. There's plenty of space for different female MCs. You know, a lot of rappers, they got the same swag, the same sauce, the same lingo. They might be from the same area. They're both New Yorkers, man. But at the end of the day, when a little clone pops up, all right, trying to get into your trap and low-key does it better than you, it's gonna get under your skin. So Nicki Minaj lashed out all the way back then, said dumbass bars, wasn't feeling Cardi B, but this was a big mistake, okay? These two could have been getting money together. They could have been going to the top together, but sometimes these guys just feel like, yo, there ain't enough space in this town for the two of us. And from here, they just went to war. Okay, for years, all right? I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know if it's that thing. You hear people talking about all the time, like, oh, I don't fuck with this person because they're so similar to me. Like, they're so like me. I don't rock with them. Like, sometimes, like, when people hold up a mirror to your own behavior, your own antics, your own personality, like, you don't like that. And I think that's what was going on.
Instagram. Some social media users have pointed out that this screenshot is probably fake, though Cardi B has never specifically addressed this incident. But it appears that this was the nucleus of the entire beef. Later that year, female rapper, Terror Squad member, and the last person you ever want to cut in line in front of at a Domino's restaurant, Remy Ma, released a diss track dissing Nicki Minaj called Sheetha. She had some pretty harsh words for Nicki, and some of the highlights included saying that Nicki's butt implants had gone wrong, and that's why she wasn't seen in public for 3 months and couldn't hook up with Meek Mill. Now, this diss wasn't completely unprovoked. It had been assumed that Nicki was dissing Remy on her track Swallow and Make Love. Now, the Nicki Minaj-Remy beef is a whole other kettle of fish, and if you do want to know more about that, let me know in the comments because I could do a separate video on it. But for now, let's just stick with how this impacted the beef between Nicki and Cardi. Following the release of Sheetha, Remy Ma and Fat Joe appeared together on the Wendy Williams show, looking like a couple one car argument away from divorce. In that appearance, she wore a funeral outfit which was supposed to represent her having killed Nicki Minaj's career.
My grandmother told me to never speak ill of the dead.
Nicki's response was short and sweet, and all she had to do to address this beef was share the abysmal sales figures of Remy Ma and Fat Joe's Platter Promo album. That album only moved around 11,000 units and only hit 48 on the Billboard charts. Ooh. But it was in June of 2017 when this started overlapping with the Cardi B relationship, because at the Hot 97 Summer Jam concert, Remy Ma appeared on stage with a lot of other rappers and performed her song Sheetha. And not long after that, she brought out Cardi B. And Cardi B's appearance alongside Remy Ma at this show, so close to this Sheetha song that was dissing Nicki Minaj, Nicki felt like this whole thing was a personal slight towards her. It's only a few days after this that Cardi drops the massive song Bodak Yellow, aka Money Moves. As you may already know, this song ended up becoming the second time ever that a female rapper had got a solo hit at #1 on the Billboard charts. And Nicki Minaj even tweeted to congratulate Cardi. So at this point, it doesn't necessarily look like there's too much beef simmering. Following this incident, Nicki Minaj appeared on the song No Flag with fellow Migos member, Cardi B's boyfriend, and ninja that won the lottery, Offset. Nicki dropped some lines on this song that were interpreted as a Cardi B diss, potentially suggesting that she was a clone of Nicki. However, not long after the song dropped, Nicki Minaj denied that this was a Cardi B diss, saying that she'd actually wrote this song months ago and it had nothing to do with her. But not long after that, Cardi B's getting interviewed on the carpet at the VMAs, where somebody brings up the topic of industry beefs, and she says she doesn't get involved in that stuff, but she will get it popping with these hands.
Somebody got a problem with me, I don't really gotta do that whole industry beef, like, you know, like I get it popping with these hands, with the Mack trucks.
Damn, that's...
She wasn't lying as well. She wasn't lying. As we're going to see, this actually resulted in physical violence, okay? So I'm giving you all of this backstory so that you understand the context of these wild tweets, but it really did lead to violence, man. And Cardi B, she stand on business.
Gangster. A few weeks after this, Cardi B appeared on the song No Limit with G-Eazy. In that song, she said, "Stop with the subs, cause I ain't Jared." This is of course a reference to the legendary Subway mascot Jared Fogle, who was able to lose 200 pounds by eating Subway and all of his credibility by diddling kids. Cardi B was pressed on this potential sneak diss in her later Breakfast Club interview, but she offered a pretty feeble excuse, saying that actually this was just a reference to girls that she was still beefing from from the hood.
On the Jeezy record, you say, "Can you stop with all the subs? Bitch, I ain't Jared." Who was that directed toward?
Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing that people don't understand, though. That I got like beef with 10 bitches still in the hood, and I still be in the hood.
This seems to do the trick, and a few weeks after this, we see Nicki congratulating Cardi for her #1 on Twitter. You can't really tell from reading it whether it's a genuine congratulations or the kind of underhanded congratulations that you have to give to a rival that is surpassing you so you don't look too salty. Well, Cardi seemed to take this as genuine and sent her own reply a day later. But once we get to around October, that beef starts to simmer a little more. The song Motorsport, which features all of the Migos as well as Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, finally drops, and of course, it's a certified banger. But only a day later, internet commentator and sofa masturbator DJ Academics starts circulating a story suggesting that Nicki Minaj had no idea that this song was coming out and allegedly was fuming about being finessed by Cardi and her label. He also said that apparently Cardi had pulled strings in order to get Nicki Minaj to change her verse in order to take out a line that she felt was subliminally dissing her.
Allegedly, she ain't know she had a record coming out with Cardi B until the shit came out, or until rumors came out like a couple hours before it came out saying there was a record that was coming out, okay?
Interestingly, Nicki didn't promote the song or acknowledge its existence at all. Only a week later does Nicki tweet some stuff about the song which seems to suggest that there was confusion about its release, only to delete those tweets later. A month after that, in November, Cardi acknowledges in a kind of underhanded way that Nicki's verse on the song indeed did actually change and that Cardi had only got involved in the song after Nicki was already on it.
When I heard the track,
Right.
her verse was in Finnish.
Man, shout out to No Jumper with the 20 gift memberships, man. Gang, that's crazy, man. Shout out to No Jumper.
Well, it's not the verse that is on right now.
Now, this is the calm before the storm. A few months go by, nothing really happens as we roll into 2018, and it's in April that the beef starts to pick up again. Initially, things look all gravy, and Cardi, in an appearance on Beats Radio, suggests that she has no beef with Nicki.
Is there something between you and Nicki, or is that just internet made up?
I just feel like it's really internet made up.
A week after that, Nicki appears on Beats One and suggests that Cardi did what she was supposed to do, but also drops some shade by essentially accusing her of lying about the whole narrative of what happened when she was forced to change her verse on that song, Motorsport.
The first interview she did after Motorsport came out, it just really hurt me. The only thing she kept saying was, "Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that verse. I didn't hear that verse. She changed her verse." Like, I was like, what?
Next month at the Met Gala, they're spotted together having a chat in terrible outfits, having been brought together by designer of disgraceful shoes, Jeremy Scott. 2 days later, when Nicki is speaking on her Queen radio show, she offers some harsh words for Cardi, suggesting that maybe she shouldn't be so sensitive to criticism. Nicki continues to bury the hatchet, and it's around this time that it becomes publicly known that Cardi B is expecting a little Migo of her own. So Nicki decides to do the right thing and send her a $5,000 gift basket of baby goods. Now, I couldn't actually find specifically what gifts Nicki sent to Cardi for the baby, but after doing a little bit of research and knowing a little bit about Cardi B's ongoing associations with the Blood Gang, I can only pray that it was this charming Bompton baby grow. I'm sure Soulja Boy would be pleased. However, no amount of Bompton baby grows seem to be able to smooth this thing over. And over the course of the next month, Nicki Minaj does several different interviews with different high-profile people in the media, including ex-funny man Stephen Colbert, and that person in the office that everybody hates but always seems to get the promotion, Ebro. During a live stream chat with Ebro, Nicki seems to admit that she knows that Cardi has a problem with her, but she doesn't suggest that the beef is going any further.
I didn't know Cardi and I had an issue, but I guess we do listen to saying it, and other people are saying it. To me, she may have taken an issue with things that I've said, but I'm not going to bite my tongue.
But in her classic sideways fashion, Cardi B claps back on Twitter saying that she has been blocked by Nicki Minaj on all social media. So it's following these comments at New York Fashion Week when it goes down. Now apparently, Cardi approached Nicki Minaj at the event to confront her about alleged comments that Nicki had made on social media about Cardi not being able to take care of her kid. Now I couldn't actually find any proof of that comment being made, but luckily there is footage of this incident floating around on the internet. As Cardi was approaching Nicki, she was given a Bodak elbow by Nicki security. After this, as you can see, a shouting match broke out between the two groups. Security were trying to separate them, and then came the legendary moment when Cardi B threw a shoe at Nicki Minaj. Luckily, Cardi's throwing arm wasn't too...
Cardi's crazy, man. Like, you got to give it to Cardi for standing on business, man. She not scared to stand up to fools. She not scared to start an argument. She getting elbowed by the security. She really just like, bruh, She a real one. She a soldier. She a stepper, all right? And I know Nicki's got the crazy boyfriend and, you know, the husband that has a mad bunch of cases and he on a certain, you know what I'm saying, ADC on a certain list or something. But Cardi a one-man army, all right? Like Birdman.
Too strong, otherwise that would have been a bloody shoe. The next day, Cardi dropped a very mature response to this incident on her Instagram. It didn't offer any new information, but it did reaffirm the suggestion that the confrontation had happened because Cardi was upset about comments made about her ability to look after her child. She also suggested...
So let's see what she said. I'll read this because I didn't actually read it in the video.
...happened because Cardi... It didn't offer any...
So it says, I've let a lot of stuff slide. I let you sneak diss me. I let you lie on me. I let you attempt to stop my bags and F up the way I eat. You've threatened other artists in the industry, told them if they work with me, you'll stop messing with them. I let you talk big stuff about me. I addressed you once in person. I addressed you a second time in person, and every time you copped the plea. But when you mention my child, you choose to like comments about me as a mother, make comments about my abilities to take care of my daughter is when all bets are effing off. I've worked and come too far to let anybody F with my success. Bitches talk all that stuff in their raps, but in real life, they pussy. This stuff really entertainment. Whoop-de-doo, right? That's what they're saying in the chat, whoop-de-doo. But she stand on business, and clearly, and this is going to come up later, clearly insulting Cardi B's motherhood is a surefire way to get a bloody shoe thrown at your head.
New information, but it did reaffirm the suggestion that the confrontation had happened because Cardi was upset about comments made about her ability to look after her child. She also suggested in that message that Nicki Minaj had been trying to stop her bag, which basically means mess with her money. Nicki went on to address this incident on her Beats One radio show, suggesting that actually it was her close friend, former Love and Hip Hop star and talentless hanger-on, Ra Ali, who had actually beaten up Cardi B at this event.
Ra beat you so bad that I was mad at Ra. Ra held her head and punched her like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 times, and I could hear it, and it was like I'm talking about the hardest punches you've ever heard in your life.
And just to add a little bit more salt on top of an already very salty dish, Nicki Minaj decides to address the comments that Cardi B made suggesting that Nicki had been trying to stop her bag by releasing these actually pretty decent backpacks on her online merch store that say, "Nicki stopped my bag." I'm not gonna lie, I think that's hilarious and I actually would rock one of these. So whilst the dust is settling on that original shoe throw, a few other little pieces of drama go on around this that aren't really that important but are quite amusing. One extra tidbit relates to Cardi's sister Hennessy. Yes, her name's Hennessy, and yes, Cardi's name does come from Cardi, but not a lot of people know that they actually have a half-British brother who is named Special Brew. But anyway, Hennessy accused that same woman who Nicki said had beaten up Cardi at the event, Ra Ali, of leaking Cardi's phone number onto the internet. This is interesting because it's also part of a wider pattern of behavior that apparently Nicki Minaj is known for setting her fans onto people she doesn't like. So after all this, we get to the final act and the Nicki Minaj-Cardi beef peaks when Cardi B goes on a 10-video epic Instagram rant addressing all of the stuff that's gone down.
You lie so much you can't even keep up with your fucking lies.
Now, she says there's a lot of stuff in these videos, but let me summarize the main points for you. 1, she says that she is down to throw hands with Cardi in person. 2, she denies an allegation that Nicki keeps making over and over again that Cardi has been paying radio stations to play her songs. And 3, she categorically denies the suggestion that Ra Ali beat her up at that event.
You know where to link me. We could always link up. You know who to reach out. You know, we could settle it however you want to settle it. We could talk about it or we could fight it out. I'm with whatever.
But essentially, she ends the video by saying she's tired of the whole beef, a sentiment that seems to be shared by the fans as well as Nicki Minaj herself. Nicki kind of clapped back after this, suggesting that Cardi was lying, but also making an offer for her to appear on her Queen radio show, and that kind of is where the beef dies out. That chat obviously never happened, and a few months went by and there wasn't a lot of activity in this beef. Interestingly, in February of 2019, BET actually got involved in this beef and made a tweet which both congratulated Cardi on winning an award, but at the same time adding the caption that threw shade on Nicki, saying, "Meanwhile, Nicki is being dragged by her lace front." In response to this, Nicki Minaj immediately cancelled her and Young Money's appearance at a BET event, and BET were forced to apologize. But interestingly, the day after this, Cardi was ranting on social media and actually seemed to kind of take sides with Nicki, suggesting that BET were out of order for ever making this comment.
It's not my style for people to put other people down to uplift somebody else. That's not my style, and that's not what I'm with, and I don't support that.
So after all that seems to be where the beef has ended up. In a beef that went from 0 to 100 back to 0 so quick and so many times, it does raise a lot of questions about the relationship between Cardi and Nicki. This intense rivalry has really captured the attention of the fans, and it does make you think, was some of it staged? Could potentially some of these beefs or some aspect of these arguments have started as publicity stunts that then bled into real life beefs? On the other hand, a lot of people on the internet have suggested that the kind of bear poking that BET and other fans had been engaged in social media just essentially served to escalate this beef and make all of the little random goings on be perceived as slights between Cardi and Nicki, and essentially stoking a beef where there actually was no drama to begin with. When you keep in mind that many of the catalysts of this beef, such as that initial comment that was supposedly liked by Nicki dissing Cardi B's freestyle, could have essentially been completely fabricated. A lot of the comments and a lot of the stuff that relates to this beef has now been deleted from social media. So it's highly possible that fans and trolls on the internet have been coming up with fake stuff to just try and make these two pit against each other and cause drama. Me personally, I find that pretty unbelievable. Almost as unbelievable as some of these comments that Drake has been leaving on R. Kelly's content. Hope you enjoyed that video.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Look, that is fake, all right? I used to plant these like fake little things, little hidden messages in my videos. And bear in mind, this is 2019, right? This is a long time before Not Like Us. I said, yeah, it's real, just as real as these comments Drake's been leaving on R. Kelly's posts. I put, hey, take it easy on this man who hasn't pulled a little 17-year-old girl on stage for a smooch at one time or another. Hey, also, does anyone know how to get your son to stop cussing at you in French, man? I was a savage back in the day. But anyway, okay, the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj beef has been legendary, okay? It's been going on for years and years and years. That video was 6 years ago, okay? And while the Cold War did kind of simmer down at a certain point, ultimately it has reignited, okay? It's gone absolutely wild on Twitter. There's a bunch of tweets between them, okay? They've been going absolutely crazy, okay? I feel like maybe it would be easier to kind of start with this article that I found, okay? These are some of the tweets, and I'm happy to go through a whole bunch of these tweets, okay? They were going absolutely wild, all right? But okay, there's an article on The Cut about their beef. It kind of breaks down the whole history, and I feel like that would be an interesting way to just ease ourselves into this gap and to what's been happening between these 6 years. So it says, sorry to ask, but why are Nicki Minaj and Cardi B feuding again? Okay, it says, oh, brother. Okay, oh brother. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are beefing again, and it's gotten really ugly. Since Monday, the two women have been going back and forth on X, hurling insults and dragging each other's children into the beef. It's really spiraled out of control, even for these two, and if you've only seen a few stray tweets pop up on your timeline, you might be confused about what's happening. Well, I bravely dove into all of the info, and I think I've figured it out. Okay, they've beefed before, they've disliked each other for years and years, okay? The feud turned physical in September 2018 at the Harper's Bazaar Icons party during New York Fashion Week. After months of arguing about Minaj's verse on the Migos track Motorsport, things exploded at this party, with Cardi allegedly throwing her shoe at Nicki Minaj, right? You probably remember the image of Cardi leaving the party with her head held high and a giant knot bulging out of her forehead. I ain't see that. Suffice to say, these two have not been on good terms since. So what resuscitated this feud? Well, from what I can tell, the mere fact of Cardi releasing her new album, I Am the Drama, is what set this whole thing off. Minaj has deleted a lot of her other tweets, but she reportedly kicks things off by tweeting $4.99, the promotional price of I Am the Drama. Nicki then tweaked the lyrics to Cardi's song Magnet and turned them into a diss. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E, 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 E. Nicki Minaj wrote, surgery, look like me. Tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, RICO fraud and perjury. All right, she's still got the bars on deck. All right. Said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E. Falling off the charts with a big belly, she continued an apparent reference to Cardi's pregnancy, running trains barefoot, still smelly. Still, you could not outsell me. Okay, that is actually savage. It then says, Cardi then hops online complaining that there's nothing more annoying than a bored bitch and tweeting cocaine Barbie, presumably a knock at Minaj. She's saying Nicki Minaj getting on Snowfall. She rocking with Young Jeezy. She about to collab with Young Jeezy and them. She then shared her own updated version of the Magnet lyrics that included a reference to Minaj's brother, Jelani Mirage, who's currently in prison after being found guilty of R-wording an 11-year-old stepdaughter. Okay, these are the tweets. Nicki Minaj clapping back at Cardi B with her own lyrics, and then Cardi B flipped on her, said her pee tastes like honeycomb. Your man has to snatch pee. Your bro be touching 12-year-olds. Oh my God, that is savage. All right, that is savage. It says Minaj continued her offensive, repeatedly calling Cardi B Barney and sharing AI images of Cardi as the purple dinosaur. Okay, eventually Cardi told Nicki to act her age, saying, why are you bringing up my album? It's not the gag that you think it is. Cardi wrote, you've been in the game for like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. She's saying she old as hell. So that's what she says. All right, your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake, those are the numbers you still need to be competing with, and you can't. Okay, that's what she's saying. She savagely destroyed her, saying you can't. All right, because you doing lower numbers than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. What the F are you comparing yourself to me for? Okay, straight savagery. All right, I'm saying, what do they say about each other's kids? Now this is where it got to another level, and as we saw from that initial video, okay, these ladies don't like you playing with their kids. All right, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if Nicki's brother's babysitting, it's a different story. But anyway, all right, I'm not trying to make those sorts of unsavory jokes in this video. All right, we left that 6 years ago. Anyway, this is where things get really upsetting. All right, on Monday, Minaj tweeted, raw dogging pregnant with the 4th baby, Barney B, BV, HPV, allegedly. It's so savage. This was the final straw for Cardi, who is currently pregnant with her 4th child. Her first was Stephon Diggs. Nasty work, man. She claimed that Minaj had to go to fertility doctors because she couldn't reproduce from all those perks scrambling your eggs. Whoa. Okay, whoa. We need some scrambled eggs. We need some eggs in the chat, man. Says, all right, now this is the 3rd tweet talking about my pregnancy. Like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them perks scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord, protect my babies. Okay, she went wild with it. Right, and it says Minaj then wrote a lengthy post denying that she had fertility issues and shaming Cardi for her pregnancies in language I honestly can't even bring myself to type here. I will happily read out all of these nefarious tweets, bro. We going low right now. She then took a serious tack, admonishing Cardi for using infertility as a jab before pivoting to juvenile insults and calling Cardi's 7-year-old daughter culture ugly. They continued to trade truly awful insults about each other's children until Wednesday afternoon when things appeared to have briefly died down. All right. Nicki said, also, let me say this, though. I never had fertility issues. It's not something to be used as a drag until you know the women who are actually living with that pain, blaming themselves. We could only imagine and pray for them, love them, uplift them, not use these women as a punchline. So I'm trying to see some of those juvenile posts. I'm definitely trying to see these unruly, awful insults that apparently the cut are too classy to share. All right, so let's take a look. That's funny, man. I ain't gonna hold that. Is funny. We can't say that that's not funny. That's hilarious. Barney B, tell them how you've been getting seizures from the knot. Oh, bitch, tomorrow. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. That might have to go into a thumbnail. That's wild. That is actually wild. It says, why you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag you think it is. You've been in... Oh, I already read this one. It says, culture vulture, you ugly too. Talking about the child, man. That is crazy. Okay, how are you calling a child ugly? Especially when you're looking like Nicki at this big age, man. That's crazy. Okay. And then Nicki Minaj, this is the lengthy post that they didn't even want to reproduce on the cut. But I do not care. I will happily reproduce this. Before I get to that, though, let me park my velo real quick. So we about to get serious. We about to get in the trenches with Sticky Minaj, man. All right. They say Nicki Minaj is embarrassing in the chat. Oh my gosh. So this post, it says, is I'm the Barney B in the flop? Is I'm... Bruh, I wish you... Grammar lessons for everyone. I might do a video giving out some grammar lessons, all right? Giving out some typing and grammar, some literacy lessons, because I swear some of these tweets and comments we've been reading on Reddit recently. Anyway, is I'm lying about fertility when the queen has never once seen or spoken to a fertility doctor in her life? Is I'm the one sleeping with Trade while hubby fucking sweetie and taking my big gooey hole for alimony? Gooey hole is crazy. Is I'm gonna be sued when the queen show her medical records to the courts? Oh, Rock Bottom Nation, we win again. Desiree, I have your medical records too. Smiley face. The lawyer said we're gonna have Barney B homeless within 36 months. Praise God. Lucky we eating cake right now. Barney B, I know you don't know this, but some women plan their pregnancies. You dirty Heineken pussy twat. We don't let dudes F us while we pregnant for the next Trade who got 4 other people pregnant. You see, the devil has come to collect. You sold your soul. You made a pact, but you lost. Now hear this. You have been neutralized in the mighty name of Jesus. Every word you speak on me or mine will now curse your enablers more than your dizzy brain could ever fathom. I was pregnant for my first love, got married, and the next year got pregnant for my soulmate on purpose. You see, Barney, we planned it. Your medical records in the strip club to now look embarrassing, and your father, welp. Anyway, you're about to shrivel up and die inside. You called... I don't want to say that. Saying she was very disrespectful about African-American women. Now, one day, people will call your daughters those words too. That's very disrespectful. I don't want to put that on the screen too long. Anyway, I used the double protection in every relationship till I was ready. See the difference between a hoe and a queen. That was savagery. All right. Cardi B clapped back after she said culture vulture, ugly. All right. She said, bitch, you wish you could call my daughter ugly. Culture is beautiful, and you know that. Your hate is so deep, dark, and nasty because your son non-verbal, because you effed him up with them drugs. So you jealous of everybody's kids and their happiness, bitch. Where the F you at? Stop talking. She's trying to slide. She's trying to slide for the second time, okay? She done hit her with the shoe. All right, she went real shoe on head for real, okay? And then she followed up, you said F culture. What, bitch? F that slow-ass son that came out your pee. You was wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant. And look at your karma. Look at what your rotten pee produced. Now he a whole 5-year-old tippy-toeing around the house and can't spell his name. I understand why the cut didn't want to reproduce that. Now I ain't gonna hold you. That is actually wild. Was there anything TMZ posted about this? Was there anything in here that we didn't already look at? A couple other tweets that we didn't. It's actually crazy, some of the stuff that's on here, man. It's actually crazy. They kept going back and forth. Oh my lord. All right, let's keep going with the article. They're saying Alato and JT involved in this. I can see how your timeline might have made it seem like it, but actually no. In the middle of her tweets about Minaj, Cardi was also dealing with the fallout of a leaked phone call she allegedly had with Ice Spice's manager, James Rosemont Jr. That's why there's a bunch of tweets where Cardi is talking about a guy named James. Why you act so dumb, Cardi says in the alleged phone call. You don't know? I'ma show y'all. I'm not Lotto. I'ma beat her the F up. I'ma knock her the F out. Cardi later felt bad for bringing Lotto into things and posted an apology on Tuesday, adding she would privately buy her a bag. Man, what? As for JT, the City Girls rapper was going at it with Cardi's sister Hennessy. JT had been insulting Cardi, prompting Hennessy to call her a gremlin-looking bitch dying for attention. If we go any deeper in this, we'll be here all day, but all you need to know is that it doesn't really have anything to do with Cardi and Minaj. And Jay-Z caught some strays too. He's also catching strays. Jay-Z has been the target of Minaj's ire for several months now, and it seems like she was just in the mood to get him in the mix too. In the middle of her back and forth with Cardi, Nicki and Minaj accused Jay of wearing a wig. If we're being honest, this is the only kind of silver lining in this beef, because the image of Jay in the wig did make me laugh. Sorry. That's Jay-Z wigged out. I swear I seen David rocking the same wig. I ain't gonna hold you. Saying, where do things stand now? After a short break, the women picked things right back up on Wednesday afternoon. Minaj directed a post directly to Culture, who, it bears repeating, is a 7-year-old. Minaj is 42. We're going to need to see Culture hop on Twitter, man. Cardi then called Minaj a sick, pathetic, loser-ass, demonic, insane bitch, and accused her of being jealous of her children, okay? Said, here you go, starting again nice and early, you sick, pathetic, loser-ass, demonic, insane bitch. I said it back in 2018 and nobody believed me that you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I had never mentioned or talked about your effing kid. It's one thing to be jealous of me, but to be jealous of my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they're beautiful and freaking smart. That's why God punished you with having a slow-ass kid. You hate your child because you wish you could brag on him and his milestones, but the only thing you can brag on is hair, you effing dummy. It's crazy. All right, we are going to move on soon, but... It says, you said you were going to kick my child gums back. Didn't you say you was in New York? This past words now. Where the F you at? Because today going to be the day I go to jail. She is actually ready to crash out. And Cardi B wrapped things up by breaking out Nicki Minaj's government name and told her plainly that she needs to get help to fix all that trauma. Okay, this is a long message. Let's read it. Dear Onika Tanya Mirage, this is my last time responding to you because this is past Twitter now. I gotta see you, but first I'm gonna tell you the truth. You said out your own mouth that the little girl in you haven't forgave your mother yet, and that's because your mum used to stay silent when your dad used to touch on you every time he hit that crack pipe. What? Whoa. Pray for Nicki Minaj's family. What the hell? I know you experienced a lot of trauma and abuse, but drugs is not going to help you. You need to go to therapy now. I'm going to let you know this today. Your husband is not stopping you from your actions because he lets you do drugs all day to numb you so he can max out your credit card. Yeah, you think I don't know? Them Queens dudes that you be letting in your house every time you kick them out be coming and spilling your tea in the hood. But I'm going to be the realest person ever to tell you, you need to get help. You need to heal that trauma. You always coming at people every time you see them happy because you got so much trauma and pain that you want to put on others. All right? Your fans are going to gas you up while you're literally losing your goddamn mind. You don't have no friends, no family, just that man in your house that let you do drugs till you pass out so he can spend your money and buy the hood chains. I'm not throwing away my career and my endorsements going back and forth with words with a possessed drug addict. I'll see you when I see you. Okay, fighting talk. Are you exhausted? I know I am. I can't imagine either woman feels amazing right now. They've been dragged as rappers and mothers, and their children became the focal point of an ugly fight. Okay. Now let's just quickly peruse Nicki and Cardi's Twitter to see if there was anything else that we missed. Okay, because there was a whole bunch of stuff. Oh man. They've been going for a minute. Oh my god. And she's retweeting stuff. Let's just run through. Let's run through the retweets real quick. All right, let's run through the real quick. This is wild. This is just 2 hours. She going. She ain't been doing nothing for the past 2 days. What? Over and over. Oh, I ain't even got time for all this. She looking fine though. But bruh. Going for days. What the hell? Like, ain't you got some music to record? Like, ain't you got something better to do than all this nonsense? Oh my god. All right, let's try and just skim over this and just see if there was anything else that we missed that was crazy. All right, she posting about how she got the most #1 songs in US history. Obviously, she's trying to send a message, let everyone know how great that she's doing. She promising the Barbs more music. All right, it's posting all of her achievements. Only female rapper to have an album sell 100K units during its second week. Oh my god. All right. Can we drag again? Or are we still on blackout? I got 15 minutes, all right? She denying the fertility issues. This is where it all went. Then, bruh, what? I am the drama. Pure sales at 7,500. That can't be true. Is it really that bad? That's crazy. Wait a minute. Is that actually true? That can't be true. That's got to be second week, right? See, this is the thing, right? It's like she talking all this stuff about sales, but it's like Cardi B scored her second #1 album, bro. You can't hate on that. You can do everything you can to hate on that, but that's a #1 album, right? Billboard with the paywall again. We ain't even got time to look at that. But she got a whole bunch of stuff. She said, also, I know y'all don't like taking my advice until it's too late, but don't listen to that music. It has been dipped in evil spirits, and their sole purpose is to unleash the spirit of drama into your lives. We rebuke it back into the pits of hell. It shall not stand. Delete it. All right. Bruh, it's crazy. Barney B and Culture Vulture. She said, not today. They're saying that's the not when she got hit, elbowed in the head by a security guard. Culture Vulture, you ugly Hugh. Do something. We in New York, heavy on it. So she said, pull up. She literally said, pull up. Album flopped. P flopped. Never won a fight. Outrank you in your own gang. What? They're really gangbanging on each other. It's actually crazy. Esther F up. Shut the F up. Come fight. Sympathy, baby. Couldn't pull 228K. Abort mission. All right. And she even went back and forth with Poetic Flacco, man. This was crazy. So Flacco posted Cardi B as a liar. She leaked that audio dissing Lotto and attacking Ice Spice. Atlantic Records is only able to claim the audio as copyright protected content. If they were the originators of the audio in possession of the original version of the audio, they have a huge lawsuit on their end. If they're not the originators, they fought fraudulently claiming the audio and taking revenue from creators. Damn, that's crazy. And then Nicki reposted Flacco and said, leaked it once Barney B started trending. Allegedly, Papa first party over. He got 4 more to go. Let's go, ho. Drop the receipts. Rico Nation. Desiree, you sent Jigga Man broke, huh? Get this bitch before I get in on your families as well. Okay, tonight happens to be the effing night. Okay, Culture Vulture and her mama are a crow. So stupid to not see once Wendy ate that crow what happened. They played you to do that hex to yourself, you flop ass heavy tongue hoe. Cokie B, please don't sniff coke with a baby. 4 out of 5. Word to Carlos. I'm going to skip that one. Barney Dangerous, Bodega Barney, what up? Your sister can get that chest caved in if you pregnant with another entertainment purposes only. Lucian, Elegant, Elliot, Rico Nation, I promise you, tell that dizzy hoe to stand down. I promise you. Where the roach spray? I'ma spray it on that bitch. Disease-riddled mouth. Bunch of different sea stains on the new roach for entertainment purposes only. What the hell? All right. And then she posted her achievements, blah, blah, blah. And then she reposted this as pow, because somebody posted she doing exactly what Nicki wants her to do. She's confirming a lot of the defamatory claims that was placed by certain people whom she's now in bed with. Cardi claims to have been planted for years and used to hurt Nicki brand. That was it. That was it. Jay-Z, take off that lace front. Barney and Bailey, all right? Posting this this lawsuit. It's crazy. Posting this old Cardi B wiling out on Twitter or on Instagram comments. She's saying, F the vulture B-Day. Cardi can't keep trying to play into the fact that it's Papa Bear's birthday, because when it was Culture's birthday, she was literally arguing on the Shade Room and on Spaces. You do the same thing and it's not a drag, man. Nicki's attorney adding defamatory statements to the claim, oh, that bitch is about to be sleeping next to a trash can in the Bronx, man. Barney B had the whole label fly out to Cali to beg me to do a joint tour and album with her. I don't want to have to drop that recorded call. That's why all the sabotage on my tour. Drop the receipts, dumb bitch. You costing them millions with your $4 album and a $5 coupon. She's so stupid. Find me, bitch. Remember, y'all called the cops on us last time. Made them tell us we had to leave New York because you and your man was afraid for your lives? Nah, ho. Drop the receipts. Barney B. You'll be eating out the garbage cans of the Bronx in the name of Jesus soon, all right? That is just, it's just brazy, all right? She posting Desiree Perez. She posting all of her achievements. She is just really wilding out, all right? Just so much hate, so angry. Like, bro, you're a millionaire. Chill. Dear Culture Vulture, your mom is pregnant with another bad thing. To add to her litter, the gag is that she was jealous of a little baby boy because his hair was longer than all 4 of you put together. I gotta be careful, man. Trump says face ass. I'ma kick your gums back into formation. Carmel and Rat, we're not fazed by botted tweets and bot comments. All right, that's precisely why you broke now. Desiree got filters since I said she ugly. Now she uglier. Oh, bitch, Camel, let's talk about your kids today. That's on the docket. Shuffles, papers, all right? Dear Rymir, I'm sorry that Camel framed you by putting things in your car, allegedly. I think she's talking about Jay-Z now, talking about Kathy. She tweeted Kathy White. Now, if you know about my video about Jay-Z and the death of his mistress, that's what she's referring to. Aaliyah, R. Kelly, naming all of the people that locked in with Jay-Z. Stop, man, stop. That's crazy. She really wilding out. She got the whole pink-haired gang squatted up. $4.99. It's a sale on her album, man. Nicki Minaj is funny. You can't take that away from her. All right, it is funny. Listen, everybody's time is up. Hating on Charlemagne too. Hating on Billboard. Saying the Barbs, them albums better be moving up before I start cussing you out too. She was willing to turn on her own fan base, okay? Which rap dude want to get in the field today? I double dare you. All right? She's saying post a screenshot. She's posting all these pics. It's crazy. All right? It's actually crazy. So I'm just trying to see if there was anything else crazy that I didn't cover in this before we move on. We boycott every company attached to her, just like we did with BET. Every company that enabled her disgusting remarks about children and other marginalized groups for years. You got 3 days to cut ties. That's it. That is all. Enjoy your day. We've got receipts. Don't underestimate my influence. Bitch, I ain't gonna lie. I've been laughing for 24 hours straight. Who gonna bring this energy around? Good tight hole. Onika, man. They got to move around. Bruh, it's crazy. People in the chat saying she too old to be doing this, man. She's saying everybody's time is up. Okay. People think if they're federal informants, they're safe. They'll soon see God is above every government agency ever created. Billionaires obsessed with my husband for years. Mad their chest looks like shriveled up ramen in a cup that's been in a pantry for years. No matter how much Tabo they take, they looking like a prune, man. What the hell? What the hell? We read that one already, bro. They keep removing my likes on Twitter, so they say on Twitter trying to hold her down. Bruh, there's so much to it. There's actually so much to it. She hated on Jay-Z. She mad at Jay-Z. Let's get into the sabotage of my tour with Future, which then became my tour with Juice WRLD, who coincidentally died on my birthday. She ain't going to hit with her Juice WRLD conspiracy theories next too. She's saying that scary hoe knew to delete that tweet about my son. All right. Oh, my God. She's hating on TMZ now too. She's posting all the memes. She is funny. Okay, she is actually funny. You can't take it away from her that she's funny. Okay, more and more tweets. Quavo, was it worth it, dummy? No career, takeoff gone. Remember, you told me you were the Beyonce of the group. I laughed so hard inside. Anyway, pay Offset his alimony, Barney B. All right. Damn. We gotta find some more. Remember when the real ones was at the video? We go up video shoot, and she was outside Bodega Barney with no one caring. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Offset told P that you ugly. Okay. Remember when Barney B tried to get gangster with Queen Billy in the DMs? Oh, Barney B, your number is called. The devil will kick you out. Kathy White and Rymir mum died so young from such uncanny circumstances. Maybe it's just a coincidence. She's saying that Jay-Z got some hats is what she's saying there. Okay. She's saying this is why they mad. Because of her. I don't think anyone's jealous of your husband, unfortunately. But Reebok canned Rick Ross for less, didn't they? She trying to get Barty cancelled, man. Nicki versus the industry. All right, she celebrated, bruh. So then Culture, come get your chain. That is crazy. Gum. Okay, Barbs, peace and love. I pray for you. You've been a light in my life. God bless you. All right. She got album, she got work, she got project coming 2026. Okay, let's see if Cardi said anything else interesting, and then we're gonna wrap it up and move on. All right, we're gonna wrap it up and move on. Okay. She said, quiet as kept. The truth is, you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you've been on heavy drugs, cocaine, perks, and Xans. You don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that have power is Kenneth Petty, but you know what happens with that Amex when you sedate it. I'm letting you know again, stop playing with my kid, bitch. You just mad because your son's favorite color is 5. Get the F on, you crackhead. Whoa. All right. I think we already read this one, right? You said you was going to kick my child gums back. Didn't you say he was in New York? Where you at? We saw that already. All right, here you go, starting again. You sick, pathetic, loser-ass, demonic, insane bitch. I said it back in 2018, and nobody believed me that you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I never mentioned or talked about your effing kid. It's one thing to be jealous of me, but my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they're beautiful and smart. That's why God punished you with a slow-ass kid. I think we did read that already. But stop all this talking. Where you at? You said you was going to cave my sister chest in. We checking our DMs and I ain't seen it yet. Everybody up and waiting. Drop the Addy right now. She's saying, bitch, you want to talk about $4.99? You sold both your albums for $5, you dumb hoe. You was even selling posters and keychain bundles for your Queen album, you effing dummy. And you know I never been a bitch to cop please. That was your friend Nicki hitting up Tubby to go on an effing joint tour after he got out of jail. I ain't never gotten a phone call with none of your asses. Bitch, you wish. And look at how you be talking about Rock Nation, you ungrateful bitch, when they let you off for 3 months of Tidal just so they could buy your album. Oh my God, you lying funky feet bitch. Nobody called the cops on you. Your dumbass bum man went online talking shit and doing threats while he was on probation, dummy. You was talking tough. Now you talking about find us, drop the Addy, you fake tough P-word. Bitch, you said vulture. What? We heard that one already. All right. Bitch, you've been having C stains in your mouth since you was a minor because your daddy used to do bad stuff to you. Tell the world that's why you wake up so effing miserable. You hurt and full of trauma trying to apply it to everybody else. And why the F you keep bringing up Rock Nation? I'm not even signed to them, you delusional, paranoid, coke sniffing B. Drop the Addy now and don't go tagging the feds and the police like you did 3 months ago, you pussy ass bitch. Shut the F up. Papa Bear, I'm sorry you can't speak. I'm banging spoons because your mum couldn't put the drugs down. I'm sorry your mum not even paying attention to you on your own birthday because she's such an obsessed and dark-spirited hating hoe. I'm so sorry. Bro, trying to call me out and fight because I'm pregnant as F. You never had that energy when I see you in person. I seen you at 2 Met Galas and you never have that energy. But where the F you at? My dudes are outside right now. Where the F you at? Right? Said, bitch, you wish you could call my daughter ugly. Culture is beautiful and you know that. Your hate is so deep, dark, and nasty because your son nonverbal. We heard that one around, right? Wait, bring that ass here. You talking about my father? My father never been to jail a day in his life. Go get a detective and tell him to run the records. Don't put them dirty ass allegations from your bloodline on mine. Your daddy was a crackhead and your brother was R-wording his stepchild. You got medical records on me? Post them, bitch. You're gonna have to leave me the F alone today. All right, and you let me tell you something. Let me be the last time you mention my kids before I spill the tea on yours while you're talking about ABCs. You're gonna leave me the F alone today, ho. I am sick of you. How you pressed over an album you ain't got hit in or mentioned it in, bitch. Feelings hurt because I ain't paid for no attention. You haven't even cut your effing kid's cake. Oh my God, it's 6 o'clock in LA. You must have took your first line of the day. When have I ever had a seizure? You the one that went on that award show saying that you want to call 911 after you were shaking from that drug overdose, talking about a knot. Miss, I'm standing right here. Okay. Girl, it's your son's birthday. Why are you on Twitter dedicating essays to me? For the love of God, go to Chuck E. Cheese. James, be for real. Oh, that's some separate thing. We don't care about this James thing. But yeah, man, she just going crazy. She just going crazy. I want to skip past this. I just want to make sure. I know people want me to move on, but I just want to make sure we covered absolutely everything in this video. Okay, why you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag you think it is. You've been in the game 6 years. We saw that one already. Nah, because I was really baking ribs and making blonde brownies, and here come this bitch bothering me again on a damn Monday. She posted the thing. Damn, she was streaming Magnet hard as hell, huh? Saying his brother touches 12-year-olds. The power I have, I make these bitches come out of rehab every time. Go to your effing room. Nothing more annoying than a bored bitch. You must have missed me, huh? Crazy, now kiss my feet. Oh my God. Cardi B looked like she got some nice feet. I'm going to hold you. All right, we'll wrap it up there, okay? But look, the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj drama has reached embarrassing new highs, embarrassing new lows. I actually can't believe some of that stuff that I was reading. I now understand why that article didn't want to reproduce some of those comments, because that was absolutely wild, okay? The people saying the language is so vulgar, it's hurting their head. It is actually vulgar. There's stuff I didn't even want to read out from that, but that is it, okay? The Cardi B Nicki Minaj beef is just spiraling out of control. Who knows? Maybe they will slide. Maybe they will pull up and catch each other. They're talking about, I got more rank in the gang than you. It's absolutely crazy. But I'll update you if anything else happens with that, and we're going to move on. Okay? All right, I've moved on. We're done with Cardi and Nicki. All right? I'm going to do my little upload, all right? Chat. What else do you want me to cover? I got a whole bunch of stories, all right? I know it don't take a rocket scientist to know what you guys are wanting me to cover, but is it that time? I see trolls in the chat talking about David got arrested. David got arrested. That's got to be BAP. That has got to be BAP, all right? Just to make sure, just for full disclosure, okay, I'm going to go to Reddit and just double, triple, quadruple check that that's not true, all right? That's if David got arrested, I would know about it, surely. All right, surely, okay? Ain't no arrest. You guys are capping. You guys are bapping, man. You guys have been bapping for show. Absolute cap. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna make a little thumbnail, okay? We need to boot this person who was talking about David. They're saying a random David. They're saying some dude called David. It ain't the David, some dude called David, all right? So look, I'm gonna make a little thumbnail. I'm gonna drop this clip. All right. You know what's crazy is it's like doing these live streams. It's like it's not that different from doing the videos themselves normally. But I can't lie, I'll be feeling the pressure, man. Like when I'm actually live, and I know that you fools are actually sat there watching me, and I know that I could crash out. All right. It is actually low key. Like it's a lot to take. Okay. But I'm going to get used to it, man. Streaming is the way. Everybody was very disappointed that I didn't stream yesterday. My utmost apologies. But, hey, I had a little thing going on yesterday that I had to go and take care of. But I'm locked in, man. I want to stream damn near every day if I can, okay? That's the plan going forward. I want to stream constantly. I want to stream every day. I want to do lives. I want to do IRL streams. I'm going to pop out. There's a couple events coming up that I might pop out at, okay? So, it's pretty crazy, right? All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. It's, bro, multitasking is so hard because I'm just trying to do a quick little upload ski. All right. Yeah, okay. People are in the chat talking about the 11911 calls to Celeste's house. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, all right? I will give you the David update. I do have a David update. I got a few links, all right? Got a few little things going on, okay? But you guys are capping talking about David this, David that. Get off my David, man. Get off my David, all right? They're saying they got R. Kelly for less. That's facts. They're saying they got 10 bands on my head. Do not pop out. Who got 10 bands on my head? People are saying Austin Capozzi. Do I think that David really killed her? This is my personal opinion. I personally think yes. That's just my personal opinion. I personally think that David did do that. Because no one else had the motivation to do that, man. People talking about the cartel did it. Bro, get your dumb ass on talking about the cartel. That is just cap. That's bap. Whole lot of bap. Whole lot of cap. Whole lot of kizzy. Whole lot of kizap. All right? That's just what it is. They want me to revisit the Mo3 Yellow Beezy situation. TLR should get some moderators. I do need to get some moderators, man. I need to get the mods up. I need to get my shit moderated. I need to get my stuff straight because fools be in here talking about wild nonsense. All right? For real, need some mods. Who trying to be the mod? This has happened to me before, though. People told me, you need mods. I said, who wants to be a mod? Dude said, yeah, I'll be the mod. And it turns out they was the ops, man. The mods got into the building. I was in a lot of trouble, man. But look, all right, let me whip up this thumbnail real quick. Let me whip this bad boy up like a Tesla. Skirt. Okay. All right, I'm doing everything all at once. People saying, where's a good place to buy Pokemon cards? I'll be buying Pokemon cards on eBay. I ain't going to hold you. I went to like a collector store the other day, and I bought a packet of Pokemon cards. So I used to be mad into Pokemon in the, like, way back in the day. I was actually Pokemon crazy. All right, I was Pokemon gang crazy, all right? But I was a dummy, man. I sold all my Pokemon cards. I had a crate, bro. I would have been worth thousands. I really, really effed up the bag. But at the end of the day, you live and you learn, man. I went and bought some Pokemon cards. Once I got a bit of money, I went and bought some of those classic cards I had as a kid. I got into it. But, man, I would have been up on another level if I hadn't sold them Pokemon cards, man. I need to start stealing them like Frosty and them. It was Frosty, right? But bruh, it's crazy, man. I could have been a Pokemaster, man. Who would want to see me do some Pokemon streams? I bought a deck of Pokemon cards. I bought a booster pack for like, or I bought a pack for like $60. I'll show it to you. I'll go get it. Once I've done this thumbnail, I'll actually go get it and show it to y'all. And you can tell me if it's a good pack. And I might even, I could pull it on stream, man. I could even pull it on stream. Are we trying to do that? Are we trying to rock with that? I could pull a Pokemon card pack on stream. I will be on another update. I'm just making a quick little make a little thumbnail. All right, a little thumb. 10 bands or no card. What's the best? You guys let me know in the chat. What Pokemon cards should I actually go and acquire? Because there's a few Pokemon cards. I ain't going to lie. I got my eye on a couple of Pokemon cards. And people saying it's pocket heavy. It's expensive to handle the Pokemon cards, man. I ain't trying to hold no comments. I've just got one Pokemon cards. That's all I've got. But I'll go and get it in a minute. I'll show it to you. Before we get to the next topic, I'll show you guys my Pokemon cards, all right? Open Pokemon on stream right quick. Should I do it? I've got to learn how to Pokemon pack in the air. Is this gas or what, man? I ain't gonna lie. I need the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna make this thumbnail. I'm gonna set this up, and then I'll open a pack for you guys, man. We'll see. All right? We turn it ops to packs. We turn Pokemon cards to packs. I just need to get a good pick of Nicki Minaj, and then we gold, and then we scrape. Need like a good headshot pause. Saying David guilty for real. This is why the live streams are stressful, because sometimes y'all be saying stuff in there I don't know whether or not it's true, and then y'all be saying stuff that, like, if it was true, shit, it might be a problem. Pick up the phone. It's me, Spider. Right, it's me, Spider. All right, I'm just cooking up. I'm cooking up a thumbnail right now for this Nicki Minaj drama. All right. I'm nearly there. I'm nearly done. This is taking me a minute, but all right, we're getting there. We close. We cooking. All right. These little moments. Should I just stay silent? I'm just freestyling, talking shit while I'm doing stuff, and it's low-key slowing me down. Like, my brain ain't even working. Like, when I say stuff, I'm trying to, like, follow what the chat's saying. But that is a beautiful thumbnail. All right, let me download this and get this thing popping. All right. Some of y'all are whiling in the chat right now, I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all are actually whiling, okay? Some of y'all might be conducting criminal business, all right? Delete everything. The chat definitely needs to delete everything, because I'm seeing some stuff in there that's wild, all right? Don't be doxing people in the chat. Not cool, all right? Not cool. People saying they're loving my glasses. They rocking with my glasses. Gang, they rocking with they're rocking with the spectacles, man. We in here with the specs. We get checks and specs, all right? It's lit. Okay, that's set up. We got that sorted. All right, tell you what. I'm going to just leave it. I'm going to empty... should I empty chair this bitch? No, I'm not going to empty chair this bitch. Here's what I'm going to do, all right? I'm going to throw on screen. All right, I'm going to throw on screen. What should I throw on screen? I'm going to go and use the bathroom and, like... just grab my Pokemon cards and do a couple other things, all right? But what should I put on screen? I'll let you guys watch maybe one of my, like, throwback videos from way back, like some real deep lore. Or I could just hit you with my new video. You could watch a few minutes of this one and just get your head around this classic piece of work, man. I'm going to throw the new video on screen. All right, so I've been live for like an hour and 10 minutes. I ain't even really got through much. I'm low-key moving slow today, but look, I'm gonna throw this video on.
Died
In Chicago, and you guys can just get a little Chicago, a little Chiracology going on, okay? And I'll talk about David next. I got the G Herbo update is the most sensationalized one, but I will tap in with you guys. Ooh, man, I got so many missed calls. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna look at some of my messages. I'm gonna get my Pokemon cards, all of that good stuff, and I will be back and I'll do a David update for you guys shortly. So enjoy this. This is my most recent video. What was this? 5 days ago, man. We rocking with Trigger Happy Family. So check out this for a few minutes. I'll be back. Peace. Chicago, there's a fine line between music and crime. Chicago drill music saw for the first time some of the world's most hardened criminals hopping on the microphone and telling their real stories of life in a gang war. Some of the most famous rappers out of the city have had their activities verified by evidence and cases. King Von, with his rumored 7 bodies to his name, went out in a hail of bullets after trying to fight another gangster rapper from another city, and his close friend Lil Durk is now sat in federal custody awaiting trial, charged with murder for hire for allegedly arranging a hit to get revenge for what happened to Von. But some of the most ruthless and violent gangsters in Chicago haven't had the same shine that these infamous rappers have had, because behind the scenes and behind the music, there's even more serious gangsters who you've likely never even heard of. In today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at one of the deadliest gangs in Chicago history that provided muscle for Lil Durk behind the scenes, but never got the same attention that he got from the music industry, and the stories in this video might shock you. Dozens of heartless murders committed back to back, including ruthless assassinations that betrayed the code of honor and saw shooters taking out their enemies in front of their women and children, and senseless mass shootings where the hitters spinning the block are so desperate to get their ops that they open fire on any crowd of people that they see in their hood without a care for the innocent lives that they might take. The gang war in this story got so bad that even then President Barack Obama had to personally get involved to try and put a stop to the violence in the very same area that raised his wife Michelle. In this story, we'll be covering a lot of tragic murders committed by a tight-knit group of shooters and killers, and the one thing that ties them all together is that they share a bond so close that they're closer than family. And in this video, I'll be introducing you to a family of gangsters you definitely don't want to play with, the Trigger Happy Family, aka THF. Content warning. This video is about a sensitive topic involving loss of life. We've removed any graphic content to comply with YouTube's guidelines. We aim to provide informative, factual journalism on a tragic event in the public interest that does not dismiss its seriousness. All clips are used under the doctrine of fair use for news reporting and analysis. Some points made in this video are opinions and theories. I am not responsible for third-party information. If you want to watch my videos uncut and extended, go to patreon.com/traplawross, where you can get those for just $2. Also, you can now watch my new drops on Spotify, so go search me there. Here's the video. The set, now known as THF46, hails from the Kenwood neighborhood. Although this neighborhood is often counted as being part of the larger Bronzeville district, also known locally as the Low End, Kenwood was one of Chicago's most affluent neighborhoods. Starting from the late 1800s, the wealthy elites of Chicago moved into the area, building elegant mansions and luxury apartments. And even a century later, the area is still known for some truly lavish buildings, even being the location where Barack Obama and his family lived during his time as a US Senator between 2005 and 2008. Their old family house was located less than a mile from the corner of 46th and Woodlawn, the THF46 rep, and literally right in the hood of their mortal enemy, 051 Young Money, but more about them later. However, the neighborhood, like many others across the US, was not immune to the detrimental effects of the Great Depression, which sunk the surrounding area into poverty during the 1930s. By the 1940s, wealthy white elites were abandoning the neighborhood, just as African American families from the nearby Bronzeville, where they had long been confined to by restrictive housing covenants, began moving outward as those barriers finally started to break down. This was followed by the 1950s, where an herbal renewal project was begun, making the Hyde Park, directly south of Kenwood, home of the esteemed University of Chicago, which went through a massive and expansive redevelopment. While critics have argued that Kenwood, and particularly the North Kenwood area, home of THF46, was left out of enjoying the benefits of these plans, essentially creating a barrier between the haves and have-nots. As a result, by the end of the 50s, the area had become known as one of Chicago's rougher areas, and the prime environment for emerging street gangs to take over. The next decades were rough, as gangs, crime, and drug problems plagued the community, despite some efforts being made throughout the decade to renovate the area. And while parts of Kenwood may still look nice, as people from the area, including THFTP, have explained in interviews, it's still dangerous.
So how is it over there, like in the area? Like, is it all like buildings, or is it some houses, some buildings?
It's nice as hell over there. Yeah. Like talking about like now, yeah, it's nice as hell. It was always upscale looking area. It was just the that was in it. Yeah. Don't fuck up. It wasn't up over there. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't dirty over there, nothing. So it wasn't. You go over there, it won't even look like happened over there. But it was happening.
One of the earliest gangs to move into the area, specifically on 49th and Dorchester, was the Devil's Disciples Street Gang, who formed a faction called the East Side Disciples there. This faction would reach its peak during the reign of none other than David Barksdale, who would later form the infamous Black Disciples Gang. By the 1970s, they were followed by other gangs including the El Ruckans, the religious offshoot of the Black Pea Stone Nation, and the Moroccan tribe, who would soon join the El Ruckans, as well as the conservative Vice Lords. Fast forward to the early 2000s, and the presence of Black Disciples, Gangster Disciples, Black Pea Stones, conservative Vice Lords, and other traditional Chicago gangs still exist in the area today, and it would be— all right, tell me, chat, what were you guys thinking of the Trigger Happy family video? I ain't gonna hold you. It's been interesting on the main channel. I'll say that it's been interesting. Okay, what is going on? You guys want to know about the Pokemon? You guys want to know about the Pokemon situation, man? I can tell you about the Pokemon situation. Okay, so look, right? Hang on, what's that? This. Saying this will start a gang war. W video, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, look, we worked hard on that video, man. All right, do you guys want to hear about the Pokemon cards? I can tell you about the Pokemon cards. You guys seem super interested in that a minute ago. Okay, so look, I was a massive Pokemon card collector when I was a kid. Okay, I had the craziest collection of Pokemon cards. I had all sorts of just fire. I had a couple Charizards, Shining Gyarados, Shining Kabutops, Shining Raichu. I had some rare ass Pokemon cards. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Looking back, I probably had $100,000 Pokemon card collection when I was a kid, and I ain't gonna hold you. I sold all of those cards at a car boot sale for probably less than $1,000. It was actually one of the worst things I've ever done. I probably, in the UK we have car boot sales. In America you probably call that the swap meet or something like that. But I really sold like just the most insanely valuable Pokemon cards for next to nothing. Okay, it's one of the big regrets in life. I don't really have regrets because things happen for a reason. I wasn't meant to be a Pokemon master like that. But it was an L. It's a big L. I got crypto L's too that I'd prefer not to talk about. But at the end of the day, what can you do? What can you do? All right. Sometimes you miss out on these things. Sometimes you're early to things. It is what it is. Okay. This is so since I've got a little bit of money, I've decided I want to buy back into the Pokemon card world. Okay. I want to start buying some of those iconic cards that I used to have. So far, I've only bought one card, and that is this. Right. Got it framed and everything. Okay. Can you see that? That is a Charizard. It's a PSA 6. All right. It's not the most. It's not the best card it's not the most valuable card in the world, but this means a lot to me because my Charizard was very valuable to me as a kid. Now, as I said, I thought I might have had $100,000 Pokemon card collection, but the thing is, okay, they was never graded. Okay, this is a grade 6. I ain't gonna hold you. The Charizard that I had when I was a kid was probably like a grade 2. It was trashed. Okay, it's not shadowless. This is not shadowless, I believe. So it's not. You know what I'm saying? People saying sad face, not shadowless. Okay, it is what it is. All right, maybe I should get the shadowless. I can't remember. I bought this like a few years ago, okay, and I feel like I got it for the low. It's probably gone up in value a little bit. But I've been trying to buy in. I've been looking at cards. I've been trying to decide which cards to buy. There's a few I've got my eye on. A few of them are from my childhood. But I'm also thinking like, yo, like, is there maybe some better cards that I could get into, okay? And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, okay? People are actually treating Pokemon cards as a legitimate investment vehicle. Now, check this out. Since I am a Reddit ninja, okay, I said ninja, not that other word. Pokey investing is a whole subreddit, all right? This is a whole thing. These guys are investing in Pokemon cards like their stocks and shares, okay? This is like a whole wild new thing, okay? People are making hundreds of thousands. They're making millions. They're buying old booster cards, old packs, booster packs from back in the day. Like, this is the original Jungle Booster, and these are all first edition cards. These are worth ricky racks, okay? People are killing it. People are posting how much money they're making. And I can't lie, I really like this subreddit, but it breaks my heart because I see people showing off cards that I had back in the day that I messed around and just lost everything. I deleted everything. Okay, it was actually effed up. So this is a whole new asset class. Okay, they're now following the prices of Pokemon cards at different levels. Okay, it's actually wild. So I do want to get back into the game. Right, I've been looking at what cards, what sets, what different things to get. And I don't know, you guys tell me, like, you know, you guys can tell me in the chat what I should be going for. I want to get this Umbreon VMAX because I've been seeing this go around, but apparently there's a lot of these floating around. But people are just wiling. They're saying I got to sell my whole collection. People have got good collections on here. People have got better collections than I had when I was a kid, for sure. But it's like, these guys are actually investing in Pokemon cards. I low-key want one of these. I want one of the original base set booster packs sealed. This would be hard. All right, this would be hard. But anyway, you know, I've been learning more about Pokemon card investing. And look, I ain't going to do any of this. People be stealing. People be fighting over the Pokemon cards, the booster packs. It's actually wild, okay? And, bruh, I want to get a piece of this, okay? And people are saying Pokemon back in 2019, people was just, you know, chatted out, you know, actually enjoying cards, swapping cards, but now it has become a full-blown investment category, okay? People are saying this is a new revolutionary alpha-generating diversified asset class, collector graphs, people trading at 80%. This is a whole thing. This card has a mere 240% return. What a bunch of junk, okay? This is just the whole thing. So I want to get into this, but I did go to a collectible store the other day, and I did actually treat myself to a Pokemon pack. This was $60. Look at this, all right? Can you see that? This is an Evolving Skies Sword and Shield booster pack. I paid $60 for this, all right? And I've been waiting to open this, or I've been waiting to make use of this, and maybe now is the time. Should I open this? Should I do a pull? Should I do my first ever Pokemon card pull on stream, all right? I've seen some Gengars that I want to get. I see people talking about Gengars. But before I do that, okay, I need to learn how to open this professionally because there is a very, very, very specific way, all right, of opening these packs and doing them the right way. They're saying, holy shit, open it, all right? Should I open it? All right, or should I just delete everything? They're saying I should open it. Okay, wait a minute. How to pull a Pokemon card pack correctly. Okay, so we're going to find out. All right, let's do this together. They're saying open mods, delete everything. Open it. All right, I'll open it. Let me just find out how to do this, all right? They're saying how to open a pack of Pokemon cards, how to properly open a pack. I want to open it like them guys do on stream and you get the good card at the end. Okay, so let's do it. All right, let's see what this guy
So this is a demonstration on how to open a pack of modern Pokemon cards. So have it facing towards you like this. You always want to flip it to the back.
Flip it to the back.
Read the dialogue. Then you want to open the tab up.
Read the dialogue. What's the dialogue? All right, let's read the dialogue. Let's do everything step by step. We'll do exactly what they say, okay? This says, dynamic power on the horizon. Feel the power of the shifting winds and brace for an epic storm as mighty dragon-type Pokemon make their triumphant return. Rayquaza VMAX leads the surge from on high. Duraludon VMAX towers above the land and in its Gigantamax form, joined by Dragonite V, Noivern V, and more as the clouds part, Eevee's evolutions appear in a full rainbow of Pokemon V and VMAX to signal a bright new day in the Pokemon trading card game Sword and Shield Evolving Skies. Gotta catch 'em all. Contains a code card for 1 bonus online booster pack. Ooh, baby. All right. So, I gotta face this away from myself, all right? So, we're doing that.
Just pull right back to you. Let's pull straight back. Throw the wrapper on the ground.
Throw the wrapper on the ground. Are you... Bro, what? All right, should I do it? All right, I'll do it. I'm actually going to do it. I want to open it really carefully. For some reason, I want to keep the packaging intact. All right. I've opened it up. All right. I've opened it up. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I've torn the pack. The pack's all fucked up now. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Okay, I've officially opened the pack. All right. I've opened the pack. That's what we got. That's what we're rocking with. Don't steal my free card. All right. They're saying I'm going to get nothing. All right. Okay, let's see how to... I need to make sure I do this properly.
Flip the code card.
Take the code card.
Toss it away.
Toss it? Wait, that's the code card, right? All right, toss that bitch away. We done tossed it. Now what?
If you want to.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. If I want to, what?
1 to the back.
1 to the back. But why, though? All right. Move that to the back. Okay.
And then you do whatever this.
And then I just do it.
Don't know what's happening. Do I hit something?
And then is the last card going to be the best
reverses.
one?
Last card, just a hollow. So this.
All right. Okay. All right, let's do this, man. And bear in mind, I don't even know what a lot of these modern day Pokemon cards will be about. Okay, so I don't even know. We got Shopping Center. Okay, I don't know if I'm not sure that's a good card. All right. So the best card shows last. So I've done that now, okay? So we got Shopping Center. Cutiefly. All right. We got Cutiefly up in this bitch. We got Time Pole. Okay. Got Time Pole up in here. We got Eevee. I like an Eevee. I rock with a little Eevee. I'm not going to lie. Eevee's cute. All right. We got Eevee. We got Woobat. Now, look, I'm old as hell, okay? I was playing Pokemon back when the base set was around, okay? I ain't going to hold you. So, I don't know a lot of these new Pokemon cards, okay? What we got? Ooh, C-Dot, okay? The green screen's kind of bugging out right now. I ain't going to lie to you, but this is a C-Dot, all right? This is a C-Dot. We got C-Dot in this bitch. I don't want any more leaf-flavored Pokemon cards. Lucky Ice Pop. Lucky Ice Pop, man. I like the look of the Lucky Ice Pop. That's kind of cool. That's kind of vibes. And that's a hollow. That's a shiny, baby. We got a shiny up in here. All right. Okay. Okay. Lucky Ice Pop. I'm rocking with a Lucky Ice Pop. I ain't going to lie. Talonflame. You guys going to have to tell me if there's any of these are even any good. All right. We got Talonflame. What else we got? Water Energy. Got that Drip and Water. Wet. Is this the last card? I think it's 2 more. Ursaring. All right. So is this the last card? What's this going to be? Lantern. That's not even hollow, man. What the hell? Man, that seems like trash. What do you guys think? I feel like the best thing in there, I got the hollow looking. Which one was the hollow? I can't lie. I fuck with the Lucky Ice Pop. I'm rocking with the Lucky Ice Pop. I actually like Ice Pops in real life. Okay, real deal. Right? So I don't know. I feel like that was a bad pull. I don't know about these new school cards. All right. I mean, this was $60 for this. What do you think? Bad pull? I don't know. Look, I never opened, that's my first Pokemon card pack that I've ever opened in my life. Okay. It is what it is. All right. I want to get more into Pokemon cards. Maybe I'll do some more Pokemon card content for you guys. I want to buy some of those classic cards that I got when I was a kid. So I'll keep you. If you like this content, man, let me know. Okay. Let me know. All right. But if not, then I will never talk about it again and I won't do any more Pokemon card pulls. But anyway, I've been holding on to that deck for a while. I've been waiting for the perfect moment to open it. You guys wanted to see me open it. So look, all right, there it is. And we're going to move on. So I will give you guys the David update. I'll give you the David update any second, all right? I will give it to you imminently, all right? Pending, packs pending, okay? So let me just do a couple bits of behind the scenes admin, and then we'll get it back in once again, all right? Let me save this. Boom, boom, boom. Let me take the Nicki Minaj clip live. Bow, 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 all right? Boom, we're in business. All right, we're in business. So, they're saying, get off this Pokemon stuff. They've thrown the Crip emojis in the chat. Do the Crips not rock with the Pokemon cards? Is that just a blood thing? Is it Pokemon cards, Pokemon cards? All right. David update. Is it that time? The biggest update I've got for you today is G Herbo, and that one's going to be absolutely explosive. But we could save that for last. I could do you a quick David update. Now, bear in mind, though, just so you know, right, if anything new happens with David while we're on live, I will react to it. I see people in the chat talking about David got arrested. That's Kizzy cap, all right? That's absolute sack of cap. But, all right, if it happened, this is why I'm liking going live, because if David gets arrested while I'm on live, all bets are off. Okay, people saying that pack was disrespectful, man. That pack turned me into a pack. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay, look, right. If we're gonna do the David update, I'm gonna have to snus it up real quick. All right, I don't condone these sorts of activities, but it's gonna have to happen. Okay, gonna have to snus it up for the gang one time. All right, I'm trying to quit. I was getting on the nicotine patches and everything, bro, but I just can't quit. All right, they're saying, am I a thug? THUG. Yes, I am truly hung, unusually girthy. All right, that's what I am. That's what, when I'm a thug, I'm saying I'm truly hung and unusually girthy. But anyway, we're going to snuss it up real quick. And is it time to delete everything? Is it time to delete everything, man? Listen, man. All right. Let's do it, man. Let's do the PDF update. That's what we want. They want the PDF update, okay? I could talk about queso later. But, all right, let's do it, man. We got the latest update, okay? We got the latest situation, okay? All right, let me pull something up real quick. Nervous, man. Nervous. All right, let me pull it up. Let me just pull up something real quick because this is major. This is big. This is mad. This is bad. All of that stuff. We're about to do the David update. Okay, we've been on here for an hour and a half already. I've delivered very little content. I'll keep it real with you guys. All right, I've been slow moving today. Okay, I didn't have enough prime energy, but that is all about to change right now. So look, the David situation continues to develop. Okay, there's been more and more stuff that's been surfacing, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very suspicious. There's been a lot of talk on Reddit about a whole bunch of new narratives popping up about David being innocent, people wanting to forgive David, saying David did nothing wrong, targeting the family of the victim to say, well, it's their fault. Why weren't they worried about their kid? There's been a lot of analysis on Reddit that seems to suggest that perhaps a crisis management team working in conjunction with David's lawyers are actually doing the best they possibly can to spread different narratives to try and paint David in a better light and to try and trash Celeste and her family. And a lot of people in the last update that I did about this pointed out a very interesting fact that it appears that David's lawyer Blair Burke actually has some kind of friendship with the head honcho of TMZ, Harvey Levin. And I do think it is quite suspicious because a lot of the reporting that's coming out of TMZ in the last couple of days has seemingly been directly attacking Celeste's family. It all seems to be about painting Celeste badly, and all of the bad negative talk about David and resurfacing all the fucked up things about David, a lot of that stuff seems to be getting pushed over to one side. It's getting left by the wayside, okay? And today is no exception. It looks like TMZ have ran another article, and this time they're really trying to paint Celeste and her family, I don't want to say as monsters, but like as very dysfunctional. And it just, I personally am starting to get very suspicious of TMZ. So, okay, TMZ just posted an article. It's called right, Celeste Rivas, sheriff's deputies called to home 11 times in a year. And at one point, they got called 3 times in one day. It says more evidence has surfaced of Celeste Rivas's troubled home life. Okay, this is the narrative. Bear this in mind. This is the first sentence of the article, right? And I think this is very telling because it tells you how they're now framing the narrative. They're framing the narrative very differently to how they were framing it before, okay? This is a very interesting way to start the article. More evidence has surfaced of Celeste Rivas' troubled home life. It wouldn't surprise me if David's team are really going for this defense of this girl being troubled and him having nothing to do with what's going on. It says Riverside County Sheriff's deputies were called to her house 11 times in just 1 year, TMZ has learned. Deputies repeatedly responded to her house in Lake Elsinore, California, between February 2024 and April 2025, according to police records obtained by TMZ. And get this, cops say deputies visited Celeste's home 3 times in a single day in March the 19th, 2024. That's the same date on the surveillance video that TMZ obtained from a liquor store on the same block as the family home. Celeste's sister went to this store after Celeste ran away and checked to see if she was on the video. There is a shot of Celeste running down the street and going out of frame. A car pulls out. It's unclear if she got into that car, but 2 of the 3 visits that day were at Celeste's home. The 3rd was to the liquor store. The records state almost all of the calls were listed as a minor crime investigation, no pun intended, with the exception of 1 other call for suspicious circumstances. Police took reports of 4 of the incidents, and cops plan to do some follow-ups on 3 of the calls. The dispositions on the rest of the calls were not available. Worth noting, police responded to Celeste's home at 9:29 p.m. on April the 5th, about a half hour after her family reported her missing to police at 9 p.m., according to her missing persons flyer. As we reported, Celeste had troubled home life and threatened to run away several times. An ex-boyfriend from middle school told TMZ that she had joked about it before she actually left. Celeste's dismembered and decomposed body was found in the trunk of a Tesla belonging to the singer David. In September, police say she was likely dead for weeks before she was discovered. David is not charged in the connection to that case. Now, how interesting is it that David basically just gets a cursory mention at the end of the article, and the rest of it, I don't want to say character assassination, but I think the story is being framed in a very interesting way. And I think the tone, okay, I think the tone is very different from the way they were talking about David at the beginning when all of this came about. Now, what is really interesting, there's some comments on here, and a lot of people were pointing towards the family. At what point will the parents of this young lady have to take some responsibility? Now, I think it's absurd. Like what? You had a bad home life, so just anybody that has a bad home life, I can just kill them and chop them up and put them in a trunk scot-free. Are you joking? Are you dumb? That's absolutely ridiculous way of looking at the story. But some people are saying that way, okay? And, you know, people are basically saying, you know, all this kind of stuff, and they're kind of pointing the finger at the family. Some people aren't buying it, saying, so what? It doesn't matter. She was a runaway. She was a murdered child. I hope they find enough evidence to lock her killer up for life. And then people are saying it does matter, okay? Look, ain't a single display picture in sight, okay? Maybe that's just how the TMZ website works. But a lot of people are saying very strange things. Some people are arguing with it. This is getting ridiculous. Her family didn't kill her, dismember her, and just happened to stuff her in the trunk of a car belonging to a guy she was dating. People saying, how do you know what the family did or didn't do? Are you one of the detectives investigating the incident that took her life? Well, how do you know that that's not true? Anyway, this is great. People getting mad political. They're saying liberal governor, liberal legislature, and liberal DAs. You want answer? There you have it. Give me a break. Okay, people saying it has nothing to do with liberal anything. I'm a liberal, and I was in an abusive home with my mother for 10 years, being physically and sexually abused. It has to do with the fact that CPS and the police don't do their jobs. I called several times a day for 2 years as a kid. Police came out and took a report and left. CPS came out for 5 minutes and left. The police are lazy and more worried about shooting innocent men of color than child abuse. People saying he had something to do with this. He was involved at some point with her and she was murdered and stuffed him in the car. Tesla has a bunch of cameras on it. Reporting it stolen doesn't dismiss him from the dead body. How is everyone dismissing that? Okay. Yeah. People saying delete this comment. The comment was indeed deleted. But okay, so this information has gone around the various subreddits that have been tracking this story. And again, a lot of people are pointing their finger at TMZ. Okay. This post was deleted. I hate this cover-up stuff. They just got to stop deleting these posts and deleting these things. Like, stop trying to control the narrative. Just let people have their opinions and their thoughts and their analysis, and we'll let the police do their job too. TMZ with another hit job. They're calling it a hit job, and I would actually agree. And people saying, of course, they finished the article saying that David has not been charged in connection to this crime. No yet, or investigation ongoing. David's lawyer is far up TMZ's ass right now. Smearing a 14-year-old girl is pathetic. This, Blair and TMZ are effing pathetic monsters. Agreed. TMZ guy is an effing coward. This young girl deserves justice and not to be slandered in this light by the media bullies. This young girl was groomed by David since she was 10. Anyone standing behind this at TMZ will be in hell. Well, yeah, yet implies that they have insider knowledge on the incoming arrest. That is the exact type of headline that a good defense attorney would use to demonstrate that her client was deprived of a fair trial. Even before an arrest was made, the media broadcast my client's supposed guilt to an international audience, tainting this jury pool and every other jury pool who has access to TMZ. So if the cops were called that many times, it seems like they had a chance to help. stop this from happening. I don't see what this has to do with her death. This. It says they're trying hard to smear her and her family. It's vile. All these people care about is money. Hollywood is filled with predators and PDFs that are then helped by powerful women to clear their name and keep them out of trouble. How Blair sleeps at night beyond her pillow filled with money and blood will stay a mystery to me. Really makes you lose faith with humanity. I noticed how people are now downvoting comments that are defending Celeste and her family and upvoting the ones that are smearing them and defending a literal millionaire groomer. So it works. I think I'm done with this sub for the time being until we get real news about the circumstances about her death and murder and the hiding of a corpse. I really hope the police finds enough verifiable evidence about these crimes that Celeste gets the justice that she deserves. People said same, and I'm losing hope on justice. I just don't understand how there have been 0 charges yet. And yes, bring up examples like, people bring up examples like Brian Koberger, but their bodies weren't found decayed in his car. I and a few others are working to build a sub where smearing Celeste and her family results in an instant ban. Well, I don't agree with that either. I feel like people should be able to give their opinion, and the real ones can argue with that and prove that that is ridiculous. And we only allow verified, reliable sourcing with specific days or mega threads for stipulations, not including victim blaming. Okay, we don't know about that. It's not a hit job. The family needs to be held accountable for this. Why do they deserve to keep their dirty laundry private? Everything needs to be out on the table. I think everything needs to be out on the table, but I don't think the family needs to be held accountable for this. It doesn't seem like it was their fault, but hey, who knows, man? If it was just her family, then fine, but they're trying to paint the picture that Celeste was trouble and that we should blame her, not David. I do believe her family should be held accountable as well, but most of the headlines at the moment are trying to say that she's not a victim, and that's wrong. Says, I don't agree with that. There's nothing they can say about Celeste that will make anyone think she deserved what happened. It's literally everyone else's fault, and everyone needs to be held accountable. This is a victim, this is a child, and she didn't deserve this, and everyone around her failed her, and they all need to be prosecuted. Says, this is still pretty interesting because if TMZ is indeed working with Blair, then why would they continue with the dismembered and chopped up phrase? They're still using it in the newest article. America loves to blame the victims, but not the PDFs. It does happen. I don't know if I'd say America loves to do that, but it does happen. Let me park this. That's I'm getting waved right now. All right. Listen. So somebody says, I knew this would happen. The media and the social media grifters aren't getting enough information about the crime since the social media deep dive into David died down. So they start digging up dirt on and slandering the victim to keep the moolah coming in. Tale as old as modern time. It makes me sick. Celeste is the victim and a child. Everyone needs to remember this when they're about to start ripping their character to shreds for clicks and money. Okay, and people have noticed an uptick in positive comments regarding David surrounding this situation. So this is another Reddit post from a day ago. It says, why is social media currently filled with posts like David is innocent? It might only be me or something, but I've seen a lot of reels and whatnot about David is innocent and how they're apologizing to him. It's either the influencers are doing this to gain views and spread misinformation, or they're coming up with their own theories. People saying there was another discussion that bot accounts are spreading that information and people picked it up. And somebody says you can pay for things like that. Like when Drake does an album release and streamers stream that he can pay for botted messages in chats and botted messages all over social media to give the illusion that his album is good immediately and try and sell the narrative. It's so easy to do this nowadays. You can literally pay someone on Fiverr to bot posts or stream chats. I have no doubt this is also used by politicians. One time I watched academics do a Drake album release stream. Act got drunk early and passed out, so no original commenters were really speaking. The chat was spammed with positive Drake spam like W Drake album or go or just W for over 4 hours after he slept. It's insane how they can form a narrative with popular opinion so easily, but it works. When I see a ton of posts saying this tree is red and everyone who thinks it's blue is an idiot, a ton of comments and posts about the tree being red, not blue, then even I myself would usually refrain from posting and saying that the tree is blue. People are saying it's the algorithm. David's name has been popular as of late, but eventually you can't keep repeating the same things over and over again because the algorithm doesn't pick you up. So now the algorithm is picking up his innocent videos. It still involves his name, but now it's different, so it'll show up on everybody's feed who was into the topic. People are saying, yep, thousands, and I mean thousands of bot accounts are spreading this misinformation. Not only that, but it's generally the same 3 people or clips with that sped up chipmunk voice that they keep using. People are saying, I see, but there are actual known influencers on TikTok and various other platforms explaining how David is innocent, and they start to post more about it once they get views. But he's not. He's neither innocent nor guilty as of now. These influencers are mentally challenged. People are saying this is the cleanup crew. That should be enough said on this matter. Manipulation, 100% botted. Some people don't even know how out of control botting is in today's society. It's used to set narratives on everything from album quality to merchandise and politics. It's out of control. Yeah, for sure. Silicon Valley's business model is based around the ability to predict and therefore influence consumers' behaviors. When bot technology became good enough that there was no question how it would be used. Doesn't help when the cops release a statement saying she could have died by accident, but that's the LAPD for you. I mean, when you type in David on Google, one of the first things that comes up is David update, not a suspect. Delulu fans are in denial and desperate. Okay, now look. People have been debating, I touched on this in a previous video, of if I'm in the wrong for talking about this. Some people have been defending me, some people haven't. And again, I duck no fades. Okay, so let's just take a look at another giant thread clowning on me for talking about this situation. This says, Trapmore Ross. Okay, granted, he's made a lot of videos covering this case. You could literally make an argument with half of the videos on people in this sub and r/David2. But wasn't the whole reason so that we could all openly continue to have a discussion about this David case? So why is everyone mad at him instead of TMZ and everyone else who's been covering the case non-stop along with him? I guess I'm just as confused as everyone seemed to have a negative opinion, as if he's profiting more than David, who quite literally just made it to 38 on the Billboard Top 100. You guys do all of this complaining when he makes an update video, but I don't hear anything about BJ Investigates or other content creators who are doing the same thing that Trap is doing, which is really just covering the story with the most exposure right now. Stop projecting previous feelings about Traplaw Ross to this case. He's simply been updating every day like anyone else in the content creation sphere. This doesn't have anything to do with him grifting. He stated multiple times that he wants to help just like we do, so why not let him instead of trying to be argumentative and dismissive over stuff that doesn't matter or has nothing to do with this case. Okay, shout out for the defense, but a lot of people are hating on me in here, and I will just keep it real and react to all of it. I see the King Von tattoo down there. We're going to get into all of that. It says, it's because for Ross, it's just about the money and grifting off the situation. Cap. He doesn't care about the welfare of children or anyone impacted, cap, and he's just here to do his vulture journalism, which consists of reading posts by people written here. Cap, just read a TMZ article, you clowns. Anyway, bear in mind that he is a million sub YouTuber. He's part of the same circles and industry that David is in. What the hell are you talking about? I'm in the same circles and industry as David did. I'm independent, okay? Yeah, I got a couple friends that are YouTubers, but like, I'm completely independent. I ain't never been to Interscope. I ain't never been to any of these labels. I never met David. If I met David now, might have to be smoke. I ain't rocking with David, okay? They're acting like I'm in the same cell, like I'm hanging out with David, bro. If I see David at a party, bro, who knows what's going to happen, okay? But also, I don't know what this guy's capable of. Anyway, if or when the industry and subsequently mainstream narrative shift, which they have been building since the case broke. Notice how they kept calling her a young woman and tried to desperately age her up. Ross will be the first to defend David and slander a deceased 14-year-old. Cap! Absolute cap. He's a gross piece of shit, Cap. Even down to his David cosplay with the acne stickers. I had actually a big old spot. You can actually see it. Where did I have the sticker? Was it that side? I think it might have been this side. You can actually low-key like see the trace. I actually had a spot. I had a zit, bro. Like, everyone's trying to get these weird narratives like, oh, he was cosplaying as David. Like, bro, if I wanted to cosplay as David, I'd get a white shirt and go cover it in some blood. I ain't doing that, right? I could do that. Maybe at some point I'll do that if it helps me in my creative journey to make a point and mock David, all right? I could have done that in the full-length video, but actually I didn't end up doing that. I'm just doing videos as voiceover right now. But anyway, what a load of cap, man. They're saying I'm going to change. I'm going to switch it up. Hell no, I'm one of the only people that's still towing the line while everybody else is switching up, talking about, oh, well, maybe, I'm towing the line, okay? I'm saying don't disrespect the family. I'm saying let's keep on the case. Let's keep on smoke for this, okay? People are saying one other good thing to prove Ross doesn't have any good intentions of this. What, because I got a King Von tattoo, that means anything. What are you talking about? He literally got a tattoo of a man he claimed was a serial killer. He fetishizes and idolizes criminals. Bruh, what the hell are you talking about? While profiting off sensationalistic videos that put a spin and get some grammar lessons, folks, that put a spin and an underlying narrative about black on black crime. Never, ever have said any narratives about black on black crime. Him trying to grift off the grooming, R-word, and murder of a child is just making people realize he's the piece of shit he's always been. Grift. Bro, I'm doing quality journalism. I'm doing quality reporting. People saying he has a tattoo of his favorite artist equals bad intentions reporting on the David case. This shows you guys really don't know anything, lol. King Von was his favorite rapper. He stated why he got that tattoo. The guy doesn't fetishize crime. He brings exposure to it. And this is coming from a black guy. You want to know who did? DJ Academics through the War on Chicago channel. Trap Law Ross covers cities that have a lot of gang violence going on in them. And for your information, all of them aren't black on black crime. That was an ironic and pretty telling that you assumed that it was black on black crime when there are literally white or other races in the mix. So let me ask you a question. Is Tommy G racist, right? And Brandon Buckingham, these guys who actually, you know, go hang out with the individuals that Trap Lord Toss makes videos on and hangs out with them in real life. Let me know that they're racist grifters, aren't they, by your logic too, all right? The guy's in here, I'm not going to read any more comments on that thread because it's long. But anyway, but saying, yeah, I used to like him. His King Von doc is goated, but after sitting through his live last night, I was pretty disgusted. He kept refusing to get into his major updates, aka Reddit threads, until the chat posted enough W's to show excitement. Then when he presented the controversy as if people are offended by him covering the case, citing the importance of media coverage on matters in the public interest, ignoring the point entirely. If he wants to cover the case, he should. But demanding engagement and refusing to proceed until enough people are in the stream is so trashy. It shows that what this is really about for him, and it isn't justice for Celeste. All right, so that's Cap. All right, yeah, yesterday, Monday, it was my first stream in like 3 years, all right? And I told people to put W's in the chat just to show love and to show action while I was back on stream, okay? And if people want to put W's in the chat right now, you're more than welcome to. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't discredit the quality of my journalism. That's what people do on stream. People go on stream talking about W's in the chat. That's the culture, okay? Just because I'm participating in streaming culture doesn't mean that doesn't invalidate any of my intentions with covering this case, right? I'm still trying to come with quality journalism. I'm trying to come at you with this in breaking format. I've started streaming again so that I can get you these updates as quickly as possible. And you guys want to stream, so I'm going to stream, okay? And if you want to put W's in the chats for me defending myself, you're more than welcome to. But anyway, that's a load of nonsense. So we'll keep on going from there. All right. We're saying Ross has been doing this for a long time. He's made multiple hours-long documentaries on Chicago drill rappers, which were called out by actual black Chicagoans for being sensationalist and exploitative. What does a white British guy know about the history of Chicago gang culture? More than you. You're racist. What does me being a white British guy have to do with anything? Oh, so I can't know about Chicago gang culture, even though I've listened to Chief Keef since the moment that he came out, when I was driving around in Bognor bumping Chief Keef 300, when none of you guys probably still in diapers. I was really actually mentally involved in the culture as far as consuming all of the media, and that's why I'm an expert on it. But according to this racist moron, being a white British guy, you can't possibly, it's impossible, because you're just perpetualizing a racial stereotype. You can't possibly know anything about Chicago gang culture because you're white and British. How would you feel if I said, oh, well, because you're a black person from America, you couldn't possibly know anything about that would be racist, would never do it. It's out of line. You're a moron. Anyway, he says, don't get me wrong, his documentaries are well done, thanks, but it's very obvious he does it for clicks and clout and doesn't understand why he comes across as a culture vulture or insensitive. I won't take advice on that from a racist, but thank you. It's only worse than that. The costumes, the glee. What glee? That King Von documentary is very serious, and a lot of the David coverage I've done has been very serious too. The glee. Show me some glee that he has in discussing these topics. How performative he sounds when he talks about the David case. It all screams of someone who's I'm deeply disturbed. Bro, I'm Gucci. I'm good. His content is useless in addition to predatory. That's cap. I had a lot of trending updates before anyone else. I'd rather have a handful of serious people who care about this crime and the victims of it than see it popularized by grifters flooding the community with bad actors. What a load of nonsense. I am realistically doing some of the best reporting on this. I'm not trying to be big-headed, but at the end of the day, I'm really in the trenches updating you guys with the news, the breaking news, the analysis, the discourse around this situation. I'm sharing with you the conversations on Reddit. I'm not even scared to read comments hating on me. So I feel like that should just go to show you that my intentions are pure, and I'm even willing to talk about things that make me look bad in their entirety, okay? Shout out to this comment, popping perks daily, okay? Put them perks down. Lol, bro, he's again one of the only people constantly covering the case and giving us our theories exposure. You can feel a way about his other channel and journalism, that's cool, but since he's constantly creating videos about a constantly updating situation, and again, you just wanted to be offended. You know Trap wasn't being serious with those stickers. So BJ investigates by your logic, and anyone who makes videos about this Celeste situation only cares about money and is grifting. when Trap Law proved that nobody is making more money off the situation than David, but here we are antagonizing the guy, giving us exposure. We don't need or want baseless speculation and theory. Stop trying to cape for this grifter. You ain't getting paid, he is. You do want baseless speculation and theories because you're in the Celeste subreddit right now, okay, folks? I think everyone is using this case for content and not really advocating for Celeste, but for me, TMZ is the worst, hands down. They're putting out narratives that Celeste OD'd and that David might not have known her age. The way they're smearing her makes me wonder if they're working with David's PR team. All right? He was saying best guess is that his PR team and legal teams are the ones feeding the info. All right, we already went through all that stuff. Even if David is making more, that's not the point. I understand his platform is for people who don't use Reddit or do research, but he is abusing the situation by making 25 plus videos instead of us giving us big updates in 1 or 2 videos. See, this is how I feel like this criticism is just a load of crap, because it's just like, you're just clutching at straws. Oh, okay, I guess that he is updating us on the situation, but instead of doing 25 videos, he should have just done 2 really big videos. Like, bro, I'm updating you on everything that's happening every single day. I'm keeping you guys informed. That's why it's not, I'm going to break the videos up into 25 videos and make as much money as possible. Like, bro, I'm just segmenting the videos by topic. Every day there's a couple new topics and I'm looking into it, and that just is what it is. Okay. But anyway, I won't duck any fades. This guy's been posting updates every other hour. That's cap. And I feel that that's not right, especially since it's about a dead miner. So what? We can't. This gets me to the free speech argument, and this one really pisses me off. That it's just like, oh, it's about a dead miner. It's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so what are we gonna do? How many kids have died in Gaza? Okay, CNN, you're banned from reporting on this. A minute ago, we're having protests all around the world of all eyes on Gaza. We're literally getting out of our houses to protest and let the world know, all eyes on Gaza. Don't ignore this situation. We want the whole world to know just how bad things are in Gaza, all of the kids that are dying. Whether you have an opinion on it either which way, these people have a pure intention as far as raising awareness of what's going on, and the news are doing the same thing. But if you had it your way, oh, just shut up. We can't, let's just let CNN do 1 or 2 big updates on Gaza, because in my opinion, it's disrespectful. Shut the hell up, bro. People want to raise awareness about the situation and they're doing the best that they can. Anyway, your gut feeling is right. What he's doing is perverse and wrong. Is this perverse and wrong? He's just as predatory with other stories he's covering. He's a hack and a vulture. All right. How is that not the point if David is making more? Dude, look at the sub we're in. Ironically, he just did a big update video yesterday in one video. Yep. It was a 2-hour video. The situation isn't right because you folks are focused on Trap and what the F he's making in his videos instead of the people who genuinely were in the industry and knew David and was actively playing defense or defending for him. Individuals like Jason the Ween, instead you guys are falling for exactly what David and his lawyer want. And this is an interesting point. I'm not going to lie. I feel like the uptick in hate for me and my reporting on this situation suspiciously coincides with a lot of the reporting and narrative shifting towards defending David and focusing the blame on her family, which I've never done for the record. I've always said that it's not right to blame the family. It's not right to point the finger at the family. And it doesn't matter if she was from the worst home in existence. A little girl died. And clearly I'm taking this situation very seriously. So I just think that's a load of nonsense. And I do, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if in my opinion, if David's having that call with his lawyer and he's saying, yo, we need to change the narrative, we need to try and push the blame onto the family, we need to try and push the David is innocent. By the way, this Trap Law Ross guy has got his foot on my neck, all right? Dragging up all my lyrics, making me look real bad, all right? It wouldn't surprise me if you're going to throw a few bots to discredit her family, you might throw a few bots out there to discredit me. I'm really on the side of good here, all right? You want to talk about on the side of good evil. I'm really on the side of good here, but if you have a different opinion, that's fine. Comparing someone's YouTube page where they make money from ad revenue to conversations people have for free on Reddit is just a red herring. It's like saying that a group chat is the equivalent to the nightly news. That's a false equivalency. I understand what they're trying to say there, but it's like the fact that I'm making money, so what? I'm making money because I'm doing good reporting. I'm making money because I'm actually putting in the work to tear all of these narratives apart and try and get to the bottom of what's going on. You could do it yourself. Go and do it. But nobody else is doing it. And I would say there's not really many people working as hard as me as far as actually getting the information, making sense of it, contextualizing it, and delivering it to you guys. So there you go. Compared YouTube ad revenue to the Billboard Top 100, buddy, music industry money curbs YouTube money any day, and that's common knowledge. That's facts. David definitely getting more money than me. People saying, who cares? Let people profit. When the momentum dies down and no one's talking about this, you'll be wishing these people were making videos. Exactly what I said. Funny how everyone has an issue with Bro, but other creators like BJ Investigate's been doing the same thing and everyday content on this story. Now, this comment's hidden. This is probably a brutal comment. Let's see what it says. Interesting. You guys are Karens and turning into cancel culture. People need to live off something too, especially if they do this full time. If you think that just because you work for a charity organization, people will work for free there and eat nothing and live on the streets, you're delusional. Traplord Ross has been really good at filtering the information here on Reddit and making it accessible for the public, which is what we want. Ross and Down the Rabbit Hole are probably the two fastest here. The more people know of this case, the lower chance it'll get swept under the rug. Don't turn this into a purity test, and the funniest thing is, those people that turn things into purity tests usually try and gain social status or decrease someone else's social status, making it all about their vendettas, okay? He'd be a lot faster if he stopped stalling for engagement and demanding people post W's in the chats before sharing updates about something he claims is important. Waits for updates equals stalling for engagement. Boy, you guys really turned a vendetta against this guy just because Trap wants to cover the story. But if he would have just moved on in the beginning, I bet you guys still would have had an issue with that. I mean, the ironic thing is, like, the reason I was saying put W's in the chats, not because I was farming for engagement, like, quite literally, as I said to you earlier on in a previous clip, it is actually just quite hard to multitask. I'm still getting a few of my links together. So I'm realistically, like, the completely God honest truth of me telling you to put W's in the chats. Like, I'm low-key stalling for time because I'm trying to get a couple more links together before I actually start the full update. But hey, take it how you want to take it, man. There's still other things about the situation that are going on that are new, and we're going to get to those. And just for all the haters on Reddit, man, all right, we're going to do one big long update on this, okay? We're just going to put all of the updates into one big video, all right? See if that placates them. But, you know, I could have split these into some different narratives, but ultimately I feel like let's just make this one big long update. Okay, so this has been going around, okay? This is a new news report. It's a 10-minute news report about the situation. People saying she's making very valid points. So I feel like it would be cool to watch this whole thing. I'm down to watch the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe W's in the chats if you want to watch the whole thing. I don't know, but not really. We're going to watch the whole thing, okay? I am joshing at the expense of some of those people hating on me, but I would like to watch this, and let's just watch this together. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, all right? Let's check out what Nancy Grace had in her breakdown of the situation.
Nancy Grace, this is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. Breaking news tonight. D4VD, aka David Anthony Burke, the artist known as David's alter ego, Pain, has emerged after a Japanese anime he created. His own alter ego that he has come up with is Pain. This, as the Tesla keycard to his Tesla, is found hidden in a gutter. Why?
Hey, so look, if you're gonna get on Nancy Grace's case about this, you know, I want to see a whole Reddit thread saying how Nancy Grace is disgusting. She probably making more bread than me. All right, and she talking about Reddit theories. She's talking about a key being found in the gutter on Reddit that surfaced originally on Reddit. All right, so bring some of that energy to Nancy Grace, man.
Who hides their car keys or their key card in a gutter and leaves it? In that trunk of that Tesla, a little girl, Celeste, just 13 years old when she goes missing, body in his trunk. Tonight, no arrest. I'm Nancy Grace. This is... She's been gone over a year with him. 2 words, coercive control. And now she's dead.
Maz, can we delete all VODs and lessons of children through the streets?
Delete everything.
Tonight, the conspiracy theorists' online sleuthing has exploded with literally dozens and dozens of theories, all centering around one thing. The SOD defense. Some other dude did it. But before we wander into the fantasy land of what might have happened,
it almost sounds like she's going to aggregate like dozens of posts and theories on Reddit into one useful video. You know, as part of her journalistic integrity. It's almost as if she's a good journalist and deserves to be paid for her time.
Let's talk about what has happened. As we go to air tonight, we learn the key card to D4VD, aka David Anthony Burke's Tesla, the one with the dead body in the front trunk of his very expensive luxury Tesla. That key card to that Tesla. Oh, there you go. Why is it hidden in the gutter?
Not giving it. Look, I'm not even trying to hate on Nancy Grace, right? But like, this is from Reddit. This is from Reddit, and you heard it from Big Trap Law first, all right? So you can just stop hating, all right? We're doing exactly the same thing.
Joining me in All-Star panel to make sense of what we are learning, straight out to Christina Gonzalez, joining us, award-winning investigative reporter, Fox 11 KTTV, joining us from this jurisdiction. Christina, why is the key card in the gutter?
And you know, keep in mind, and to be fair, there's like 3 other Teslas on that block, but I have a Tesla. I know where my key card is. And I'm not leaving it in the gutter.
Dave Mack joining me, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Where was the key card found? It reportedly goes to David Anthony Burke's Tesla. And why is it in the gutter? What do we know?
Now, what's interesting, she just said that the key reportedly goes to David's Tesla. Now, I've not seen confirmation of that anywhere. I don't know if that's just the way she's worded it. It came across like she had more information than she actually has. Or maybe they got an update behind the scenes that the car actually did correspond to David's Tesla. Now, that I don't know, but I do think that that's very interesting. I would like to know what the source is on that.
We know that it was found by a neighbor, and it was found in the gutter. And the neighbor actually picked it up, Nancy, and turned it in to police. But as is the day and age, she posted it, or she did, onto Reddit, where everybody was able to pile on and talking about the relevance of finding a key card for a Tesla that had a teenager's decomposed remains in it.
I'm going to follow up with Steve Fisher in a moment about all the dust on that Tesla and what, if anything, it means. But let me stick with the key card first. Joining me,
she's doing the exact same thing as me. I think it's really interesting.
Scott Eicher, digital forensics expert, founding member of the FBI Cellular Analysis Survey team, who is an expert in Teslas and their key card. Now, according to reports we've gotten, Scott, and I'm waiting to confirm this, that key card goes with David Anthony Burke's Tesla. If not, I'm sure we'll find out. Explain to me the significance of that key card.
Yeah, I have a Tesla, and when I bought the car as a 2002 Model Y, they gave me 2 key cards. They look like little credit cards, and you put it on the center console, and you can start your car. Most people hide those away. I put those in the safe in my house because I don't need them, because I can use my phone once I set it up correctly to drive, open, and review all the camera stuff on my car. So the key cards are important initially, but then most of the time they're hidden away for when your phone dies or something like that, and you need to get into your car.
So I just want to point something out, right? Because I just quickly looked something up in the back end. So I did cover this, a jaw-dropping 4 days ago, right? This is my video, Reddit detective finds David Tesla key, September the 26th, 2025, all right? And that video that we're watching now was aired on October the 1st, 2025. So just for the record, all right, there's no disrespect, but look, people are saying, what's the value of Ross's updates? Well, you're seeing the same thing on Nancy Grace on a professional news broadcast 4 days later. So I think that just goes to show you the value that I'm delivering and what I do.
Guys, just look at that. We're getting that from Steve Fisher Investigates, and the shot of the Tesla key card is from Run It Back 777 on Reddit. Scott Eicher, can't the key card be loaned out? Like if you want someone to borrow your car, you could let them use the key card?
You can because it doesn't have a name on it attached to it. It just runs the car when you need it to. So you can give it to a valet if you wanted to, or you could give it to your son if he's not, already set up to use the car with his phone. You can give that to anybody to use that to drive that car.
I'm going to circle back to you in a moment, Scott Eicher, because I want to find out everything I can about the Tesla nav system and all of the cameras. Teslas give you a 360-degree view all around the car, and it goes into a USB stick. Now, where's the stick? Will the car operate without the stick? Has the USB stick been removed from that Tesla, from Burke's Tesla? Is what's on the stick also recorded in the cloud? Isn't it true, Christina Gonzalez joining us, Fox 11 KTTV, that a raid was conducted on Burke, a.k.a. David, a.k.a. D4VD's home, his mansion, now I know valued at over $4 million, and a lot of digital evidence, computers, digital equipment was taken out of the home. Isn't that true?
Yes, they took quite a bit of computer equipment and electronics. That is confirmed by
Scott Eicher. If this key card had been damaged by the elements, you saw it, right? It looked wet, it looked degraded. Can that be rehabilitated to make sure it belongs to Burke's vehicle? And what, if any, forensic evidence can we get off that card? I mean, I'm telling you, if somebody threw away the key to my minivan, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, but I would find it. That shot from Run It Back 777 on Reddit. Go ahead.
The key card itself is like a credit card. If it's broken, damaged, yeah, it might be a problem identifying it, but it's like a programmable credit card. And just like anything else, you can get some forensics off of it, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem other than the elements that are on it. I doubt someone hid it in a gutter. I haven't seen the picture of where it was found. It's more likely someone dropped it if it's in like the gutter of the street. But you could definitely get some information from that credit card or that key card.
I want to remind everyone that as we go to air tonight, David Anthony Burke, a.k.a. D4VD, is innocent in the eyes of the law, and he remains innocent unless the presumption of innocence is pierced and overcome by evidence that proves him guilty. Josh Colesrud joining us, veteran trial lawyer and former U.S. attorney, founder of Colesrud Law Offices. Josh, thank you for being with us. This would not be the first time that a killer has thrown away evidence thinking nobody would find it until they do.
Well, that's right. But this is certainly odd, just like other pieces of evidence in this case, are odd. And what I don't like about this, if I'm a prosecutor, is that the LAPD missed it. I mean, they're the ones that were searching the home where David was living, and they were supposed to have gathered all the necessary evidence. If I'm the prosecutor, I'm going to be pretty mad that they missed this. Now, a defense attorney is going to come in and say, chain of custody. How do you know that this wasn't placed after the police officers were there? How do you know that this isn't somebody setting up David? I'm not going to be happy about it. Also, maybe if they would have found the key card when they actually searched the house, they would be able to search it and get more material and forensics.
Well, I can answer that, Josh Goldsrud, because it wasn't in the house, because it was thrown in the gutter. That's why they didn't find it in the house.
Well, there were certainly, 20 detectives around there, and you would expect them to search the area. The vehicle was only found 150 feet away from the house. I mean, it was within a half a block away from that house. Why wouldn't they just check around, look in the gutter, look in the bushes to see what, if any, evidence would be around there? It's standard operating procedure. The fact that a Redditor found this on their own is embarrassing.
Let me, Josh Goldsrud, you stated that the Tesla belonging to Burt, a.k.a. D4VD, a.k.a. David, was found 150 feet from home.
That's what I read.
I believe you meant to say was the Tesla containing the little girl's dead body.
Nancy standard on business, man. But look, okay, there were a couple interesting points there made, but I feel like, if anything, I feel like that was just a good contrast to my reporting, and it really is very similar as far as the substance goes. People say, not going to lie, I usually hate Nancy Grace, but I'm glad somebody's covering it and not letting the narrative change on David like TMZ is doing. Man, if only there was like a guy that was live right now doing the same thing that you actually respected. I don't hate her. Her first love was shot dead, and it changed her whole career to become an attorney to protect people. Wow. I don't know anything about her, but to be honest, that's commendable. Wow, she seems really interesting, man. I'd actually like to look into her more. She seems cool. I watched the full video, and she's the only one asking legit questions. Others are only repeating TMZ. Nancy may not be the kindest sometimes and gets harsh, but she's to the point, man. I might need to link up with Nancy and do a little collaboroonie. Okay, I love her. If only TMZ would narrate the story just like she does. People saying TMZ is a celebrity news outlet, and their job is to get celebrity breaking news first. It's basically a whole gossip show, and y'all are getting upset for them for not covering a story like a news outlet would. Nancy Grace is pretty much the exact same as TMZ, just for true crime, yet she's covering this story for what it is. There are choices that editors of TMZ are making here. People saying, I find it funny how some people downvote on this, like TMZ get clicks on whatever they report, and it's their job to do it the way that gets them clicks without reporting factually incorrect information the best they can. Announcing possible evidence of Celeste at a concert just to say that it's not her. They report on things that have no relation to the case. No one's supporting TMZ. That's what they're saying. All right. People, this is what I said. I don't think it's been established the Tesla key card went to his Tesla. Has it? Right. That's my question too. She might just be as bad as the Redditors. She might even be one. Okay. I don't think she's on Reddit like that. If she was, she'd be cranking it out a little bit more. But anyway, there's been more commentary, more analysis, kind of looking for looking for clues, looking for information, looking for backstory, and people are kind of pointing out this clip of David talking in an interview is quite interesting. So let's check this out.
And with the blindfold and the bloody shirt aesthetic and the bow tie, I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga. And I wanted to make my own manga series at one point, and I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Itami, which means pain in Japanese. And he wears his blindfold, and he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And the story of the manga went like I was a detective, and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden. And he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving murders. And
now, look, I don't think that's proof of anything, but it is proof that this guy is a cornball for sure. I just feel like this is so lame. This is like, David is the definition of I'm 14 and this is deep. You know what I mean? If anyone's ever heard that, there's a subreddit. I think there's a subreddit for it. And it's just like kids that are just dumb as hell, right? Watch too much manga, too much anime, and they just think they're so deep, they're so smart. But I just think he's so lame. A lot of people have been asking and speculating as to whether or not David is actually still in Los Angeles, whether he's gone back to Houston, if he's laying low. It says, is David staying put in LA, or is there a possibility he might return to Houston to lay low? Given his mother was spotted in Tomball allegedly exiting a gun store, is there a possibility he might be looking to hide out in the comfort of his parents' home back in Houston? Leaving LA would definitely look suspicious, but not illegal or restricted, since no charges have been filed at the moment. Now, since people are swatting his parents' home, I don't feel like that'd be a good look for him, to be honest. People saying it hasn't been confirmed. One source said that he is with his parents in Texas laying low. Another source said that he's not allowed to leave LA because of the active investigations. There's too many rumors. Apparently, they're not legally allowed to restrict his movement. But in his YouTube documentary and the history tied to his parents' home, that's probably likely. But then people are saying his parents' home got swatted and his mother said only 4 people in the house, so he probably wasn't there, right? but that was the same day the movers were apparently seen and all that kind of thing. He's definitely back home. His family must be keeping him locked, like no PC, no phone for sure. I can't even imagine what's going on in their home life right now, but he's 100% there. And apparently he's been active on YouTube, TikTok, and Fortnite in the last week. I did see somebody in a comment basically saying that, like, oh, David's been active in YouTube comments, man. If anybody, I got a bounty. If I got bread for anyone, if you can find me a genuine comment by David in one of my YouTube videos, that would be crazy. But anyway, this says, even if they don't put the body on him, David is cooked, right? It's good to see some people are still not believing any of the nonsense that's being put out on social media, trying to clear David without any evidence. It says, career is finished. No one is collaborating with this guy anymore, even if he's found guilty. Label dropping him without a doubt. Sponsorships, forget about it. Civil suits will bleed this bozo drier than his eyeballs after taking out his color contacts. This person says, I said it once and I'll say it again. This little girl died because of him. Whether he had a hand in it or not, I really don't know. She was found in his Tesla near his house. Whatever dumb theory anyone wants to push, it still would have been his relationship with a minor that led to her death. He exposed a child to danger, and if he was on tour and she was by herself at his place, he made it that much easier for her to be left defenseless, because who knows what happened and if multiple people were involved. And people's reactions are still mind-boggling to me. I'm waiting for that one guy who would say, when I was 14, I was left alone all the time and I had a gun. It's gotten to such a point that he could possibly have a career, but factually, he led this child to her death regardless of how she got here, and they're agreeing with that. People are saying, unfortunately, if he didn't actually kill her, he has a chance of salvaging his career. If he's not guilty of murder, the rest could blow over with time. Men in Hollywood have messed around with underage girls for years and have gotten away with it. Chris Brown beat Rihanna and still has a career. Diddy still has supporters. There's fans defending David even right now just because they like his voice and music. I personally hope he faces some serious consequences. He deserves prison time whether or not he killed her. What would he get prison time for if he didn't kill her? Grooming, S with a minor, potentially harboring an underage runaway CP, etc. In the chance that it was not David, the mass coverage from news outlets and online speculation has rightly so been able to connect him to a girl from the ages of 11 to 14, and as such, a lot of people have already made up their minds about the type of man he is. Unless he can sway public opinion, he's toast, and I wouldn't be surprised if that turned out to be true. Yeah, I've been saying this for a few days. Even if it somehow turns out she died in some accident, and he or someone connected to him just panicked and hid the body in the frunk, the wrongful death suit is going to ruin him. We remember O.J. Simpson bust case, and then they got him in civil court and they came for everything that he had, okay? So there is other ways that this could go left for him. This is the last thing I'm going to share with you on this topic for now. Okay, it says this creator reposted TMZ's video and victim blames and pushes the narrative that Celeste talked back to the wrong person and caused her own demise. All of the comments are super racist and defend David and drag the victim. So this comment says, I'm not taking a damn thing down. This shows her family lied. She was home quite a few times after April. This is literally September the 8th, 2024. Her acting out is irrelevant, even though it's also disrespectful as F. Child or not, I didn't make her this way, so not my problem. This ain't about justifying her death, so get out your feelings. This shows her personality, which means the cops also have to question who else did she tick off. Who else might she have made enemies with, especially since at the moment they're not calling David a suspect. Yeah, man. Yeah, if someone has an argument with their neighbors, you can just kill them and that's fine. Are you joking? Are you dumb? A lot of people are dumb in this situation. A lot of the people defending David and trying to just change the narrative are dumb or bots, all right? People are saying the comments are full of bots, making racist comments against Hispanics and dragging Celeste for cussing. I'm convinced this is his PR team working overtime. I'm so upset, even in death, they can't leave this child alone. Nobody deserves to be dragged like that after they died. I was raised in a culture where we respect our dead and don't speak ill of them. I want to believe these are PR bots, but what if not? I'm so disgusted and sad. I don't think it's bots at all or David's team working overtime. The narrative shifts as more verified info comes out. Even I'm wondering what else the family has lied about and why they're exactly staying quiet. The way it's been portrayed by siblings is after she went missing, they didn't see her again, and clearly that's not the case. People are saying, bro, it's weird because MFs think that David is paying off TMZ, FBI, LAPD, medical examiners. Cap, nobody thinks that. Both of these comments are suspect if you ask me. And like to do all of that would be more than what David is worth. It's not a real thing because it's not happening. You can't pay off the FBI. Are you dumb? PR bot farms I have never heard of, and I don't think they exist, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're one of the bots. Let me introduce... Oh, boy. Wait a minute. What? Let me introduce you to the PR firm that made Reddit hate Blake Lively. I witnessed it in real time when they were astroturfing. Every discussion about it ends with us. Wow. Another paywall. God dang it. God Dang it. Why you got to just do these dumb paywalls? Why you got to do these dumb paywalls, man? All right, let me fix this real quick. Right. I'm just going to show you a little skills right now, man. Show you a couple skills for the gang. New York Times paywall's pretty strong, and we're through. Okay, so this was a whole article. So this is the whole article. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says, we can bury anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine. Private messages detail an alleged campaign to tarnish Blake Lively after she accused Justin Baldoni of misconduct on the set of It Ends With Us. Okay. It says, blah, blah, blah. All right, there was an accusation of inappropriate comments being made to her. They basically went to war about it, okay? And basically, I just want to find the part that's actually relevant to the bots. It says, in the following weeks, Miss Nathan, whose clients included Johnny Depp and the rappers Drake and Travis Scott, went hard in the press, pushing to prevent stories about Mr. Baldoni's behavior and reinforcing negative ones about Miss Lively. The text messages showed Jed Wallace, a self-described hired gun, led a digital strategy that included boosting social media posts that could help their cause. An attorney for Wayfarer said in a statement to the Times that the studio, its executives, and PR representatives did nothing proactive nor retaliated against Miss Lively, and accused the actress of another desperate move to fix her negative reputation. They said that it's false, but apparently it was a real thing, allegedly, right? The effort to tarnish Miss Lively appeared to pay off. Within days of the film's release, the negative media coverage and commentary became an unusually high percentage of her online presence. According to a forensic review she sought from a brand marketing consultant, right? She was branded tone deaf, difficult to work with. Sales of her hair care line had plummeted, and Mr. Baldoni remained largely unscathed, all right? He was honored. There was a whole bunch of positive press. All right, and people were basically claiming that it was a smear campaign, okay? This is a real thing that does happen, okay? It's not cap, it's not made up. This is a real thing that happens. They run these smear campaigns, and it wouldn't really surprise me if there was some nefarious activity going on behind the scenes, okay? And there's even more, okay? People are saying the amount of people I've seen on TikTok talking about Celeste as if she was a full-grown woman who had control over her life scares me. She was a little girl who was taken advantage of by an artist, and not only that, was dealing with a rough home life too. What's even more unfortunate is that since Celeste is no longer with us, she can't defend herself at all against these people calling her fast and grown. It's disgusting people are trying to smear a dead 14-year-old because she doesn't fit the perfect victim stereotype. 2,349 people called a 14-year-old murder victim fast and racist. I'm so disgusted. She can't defend herself. Everyone's dragging her instead of her alleged R-word and murderer. I want to think that these are bots because if no bots, I don't know how to live around these people anymore. It's depressing as hell. Okay? I'm going to say this lightly, especially because I'm Puerto Rican, but for some reason I've seen multiple... This isn't relevant. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that because that's just a whole kettle of fish that I don't want to get into. I low-key had the same theory that there's a chance she peed someone off as she seemed argumentative, but that's just a theory. Don't take my word for it. Okay, I'm annoying and was a pain in the ass as a kid. If I could go back in time and beat my ass, at no point does that mean I deserve to die and be stuffed into a trunk. People are arguing, they're saying they're not bots being paid off. They're idiots who think a young girl being sassy or disrespectful at the mouth is enough to justify murdering her. So look, I think that something is going on. I feel like the discourse around this situation has changed a lot recently. I'm noticing an uptick in hate towards myself for some of the opinions that I've taken against David. And I think that there is an effort being made behind the scenes to try and deflect the narrative, all right? Who knows, that could be a conspiracy and it might not be true. And that just might be the level of discourse that's going on in the public eye. But that... I feel like I've noticed a change, okay? So you guys tell me what you think. You guys tell me if you think that the bots are working overtime in this situation, and I'll update you if there's another update. So look, that's it, all right? That's the David update. That's all the information that I had on David at this stage, okay? I haven't got any more, all right? I'm like a squeezed roll of toothpaste at this point, okay? I'm tapped out of updates. I haven't got any new information for you, okay? I'm not going to bap like I've got information that I don't, okay? That is what it is. But I do have other big updates on other topics for you guys coming soon. All right, give me a second. I'm going to work a little something out behind the scenes. I'm doing them the right way.
Flip to the back.
Flip it to the back. I want to upload my my Pokemon card pull. Is my Pokemon card pull, is that second channel or third channel? Because I uploaded a couple clips to the third channel that didn't really do nothing. But maybe I should just upload it all here. Maybe I should just keep it all here. I don't know. I don't want to confuse the gang. I don't want to confuse the guys, okay? But yeah. You guys tell me what. W's in the chat, man. They said I can't do W's in the chat, but I need to see W's in the chat because I gave you the David update you guys were looking for. Okay, this is I'm milking it and all of that stuff. I need to see some dubs for the fact that I got this all done. Okay, they're saying Ross David update video incoming 6 minutes time. All right, let's see if YouTube are rocking with me. They wouldn't let me upload a lot for the past few days, but we're gonna work it all about. Okay, give me a second. I'm overstimmed right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm overwhelmed. I got like so many windows. If you could see what I could see, there's so much going on. I got screens, cameras, lights. It's a lot. Okay, and I'm low key just a little bit tired, man. See them dubs in the chat. I see them big W's in the chat going. All right, ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't tell my chat to say W's. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you mentally challenged, bro? They're saying slide for Celeste in the chat, man. They're gonna next thing you know, they're gonna clip that and they're gonna be on Reddit talking about Trap Lord Ross is disgusting. He was talking about slide for Celeste. I'm reading the comments, bro. But hey, if things, I ain't even gonna say that. I gotta be careful because this is live. I was about to say something crazy. I was about to say something brazy. Saying we smoking on that David pack, man. Is it gas or what, man? No, we don't condone violence. That's what separates us from the others. Okay, we want swift but decisive justice. We don't condone violence against anybody. If you're a violent person, we're not rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? We need to push some peace, right? People saying I'm involved. I'm not involved like that. Okay, they're saying a minute ago, it weren't so long ago we were sliding for Biden. Now we're sliding for somebody else. Anyway, okay. What should I say? Delete everything, all right? Delete everything. They're asking, do I smoke weed, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I'm known to partake in a little medicinal marijuana at times. You know. I might have to get a Kick account and do a smoke up stream. That's what people are telling me that I need to do. We might have to make that happen. I need a title for this video. What should I call this video? It's like changing the narrative. David changed the narrative. Like, is David? I had a good title in mind. I've forgotten it now. What was that What was the original TMZ article called? Man, where's that TMZ? Just call the video delete everything. Saying they needed a zooted stream. I was thinking of getting a Kick account, right? And making I see something hilarious on TMZ. I was thinking of getting a Kick account and making a Kick where I get people on and we have a little smoke sesh. I feel like that would be pretty cool. Give me a sec, gang. I've been on here for 2.5 hours, gang. I've been on here for 2.5 hours, man. Shout out to everybody that's locked in. Excuse me. I'm gonna do. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. They're calling it Smashed Law Ross. I don't drink alcohol. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol in 6 years. All right, I probably ain't touched alcohol since I made that Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj video, and that's facts. I ain't touched a drop of alcohol. Okay. Some crazy comments in the chat right now, man. Some absolutely wild comments in the chat. We're gonna cook up a thumbnail. This G Herbo update I'm about to do. I know this is gonna get me in some trouble, man. I know, because I know way too much. I know way too much about this G Herbo situation now, man. I'm probably gonna have to talk for like an hour about this G Herbo thing, because bro, I think G Herbo RICO might be coming, man. I think it might be coming. I'll tell you what. All right. I don't really rock with the way TMZ be formatting stuff. They be formatting stuff all janky, gang. I want to do an IRL stream soon, man. Who wants to see me do an IRL stream? Trust me, you know I'll do a crazy IRL stream. Do the craziest, braziest, from phaziest IRL stream, bro. You know that. Bleed it. Let's get a little this, yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yes, okay, we're cooking, we cooked, chat. It's fun having a chat. I'm not gonna hold you, man. It's actually fun having a chat. Like, I'm actually enjoying it now that I'm less nervous. It's actually fun, man. It's having an interaction until y'all turn on me like David, all right? And then I'm gonna just delete everything. Delete everything, man. Is it disrespectful? This is the thing. You know, I want to get the delete everything soundboard popping because that is funny to me. At the end of the day, I do have a sense of humor. I'm human, all right? But I know the Reddit going to be on my ass if I do that, man. They're going to be saying, I got a soundboard. He W's in the chat. He got a soundboard, blah, blah, blah. But I do want the delete everything on there, man. These headphones be hurting my ear. Everybody's always asking me, what are these headphones, all right? People always ask me what these headphones. These are Amazon's finest, cheapest, crappiest headphones, all right? I might have to drop my own headphone. Everyone's like, yo, what are these? What are those? It's like, bro, these are the cheapest shits I could find, bro. I ain't got David money. I'm on the cheapest Amazon. These are probably like $35, man. But they hitting, all right? They hitting, okay? Delete everything. Delete everything. That guy's such a lame, man. That guy's such a lame. Such a square. Such an embarrassment. Such an embarrassment, man. That guy's an embarrassment. He an embarrassment, man. All right, I'm gonna do the Pokemon. I'm gonna upload the Pokemon video to the second channel, man. Fuck it. We on Pokemon timing, man. Talk to us about G Herbo. You ready for G Herbo? If you want to hear the G Herbo update, I'm gonna need W's in the chat, gang. I'm gonna need W's in the chat. They're gonna hate me on Reddit. They're gonna be on Chiracology talking about, oh, it's so disrespectful. Oh, he's gonna get a tattoo of G Herbo. Shut the hell up, man. I need dubs in the chat, man. Give me them mother. I'm about to destroy my desk like I show speed, man. Give me some W's in the chat, gang. Need some W's in the. Give me some W's in the chat, man. I need them dubs. Give me some dubs, all right? That's not me being disrespectful. You know what it is, man. W's in the chat. You know I'm stalling for time while I do a little job in the background, bro. Come on, we don't play that. All right, you know that. All right, you know that. All right, believe that, okay? W's in the chat for G Herbo, man. W's in the chat. We got W's coming up in the chat. We're about to hit the G Herbo update. It's crazy, okay? It's crazy. We're about to do the G Herbo update. You are not ready for the G Herbo update. It is coming imminently, okay? For some reason, it's not. For some reason, Ross is just yeah, he's stalling for time. Oh my God. Whoa, what is he doing? Why is he doing? He's doing another task in the background, clearly. Oh my God, is it that time? Is it that time? Is it that time again? It's nearly time. It's nearly time. It's so close to being time for the G Herbo update. It is now this second. That time, as soon as I pop another's in, it's about to be that time. And it's my last one. It's my last one. Oh my God, it's the last one. Oh, the G Herbo update's coming. It's time. W's in the chat. I low-key need the toilet, but I'm going to have to go in the middle of it because it's time for the G Herbo update, okay? I have seen some crazy stuff going on around this G Herbo situation. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, okay? This is no disrespect. I'm not preying on G Herbo's downfall. But some of the stuff that I've seen on Reddit in the last 24 hours has got me thinking it might be time for that No Limit RICO, okay? I'm not wishing that on anybody. But I did it. I covered it previously. Okay, I called No Limit Chicago's deadliest gang. These guys are some of the craziest, wildest, most out of control gangsters in Chicago, and I'm surprised the RICO hasn't come already. To be honest with you, there's a million different reasons that this crew might get a RICO, but it's possible. Okay, according to Reddit, there might just be another reason for it, okay? So look, I did a 3-hour documentary about this 3 years ago about No Limit being the deadliest gang in Chicago. That's not me saying they're the biggest killers, but it was really like, I felt like this story was the deadliest Chicago story that I had ever covered at that point, okay? And I did do an update on this yesterday about a No Limit member who was killed days after dissing G Herbo, but as time has gone on, we have seen a whole bunch more information come out about this case, come out about this situation, and I'm going to update you on everything in this video, okay? You're not going to believe what's going around on Reddit, and it is looking, honestly, this is bad for G Herbo. This is looking really bad, and I'm a huge G Herbo fan. It would be really sad if G Herbo ends up catching that RICO, because realistically, G Herbo's the most popping rapper that's not in prison from Chicago right now, bro. Lil Durk had it, okay? King Von passed away. Lil Durk became the most popping rapper in Chicago, all right? We've had so many famous, legendary names, you know, pass away or kind of disappear from the limelight. Yes, Chief Keef is the most legendary rapper, but he's not really been seen as a mainstream prospect as far as actually making commercial drill music that's popular on the charts. G Herbo is that guy. But unfortunately, if the rumors are believed to be true, G Herbo is in a whole lot of trouble. So I covered it yesterday. This guy, J-Dog or J-Doggy from No Limit, who unfortunately just lost his life. Now, I didn't know too much about his backstory, okay? And I'm going to look into it even more in some future reporting. But essentially, it's been circulated on Chiracology that J-Doggy or J-Dog had only just got home recently. He had apparently caught a murder charge in 2016. So they're saying he only just got out for a body that he caught in 2016. He did around 9 years on that body, okay? And this is a post about him just when he died 2 days ago. Okay, and when the news of J-Dog passing away came, a lot of people were upset, but it ultimately has now circulated exactly why that might have happened. Okay, so I'm going to show you this first link. I'm going to tell you this a bit more of a timeline in this video, okay, and I'm going to recap some of the stuff we touched upon in the previous video. But essentially, J-Dog had threatened G Herbo. G Herbo really is like the biggest rapper, one of the biggest names out of No Limit. And they weren't seeing eye to eye, okay? Ironically, it appears that J-Dog had actually been in the background of one of Herb's music videos. Let me find that real quick. Hang on. It was in one of the music videos. Yeah. All right, let me grab this link real quick. Let me grab this link real quick for the No Limbs. That's no disrespect. That's just shortening the name. Okay. Just getting on my crossing my T's and dotting my I's real quick. All right. Okay. All right, I'm about to get to it. This isn't the link that I thought it was. God damn. Hang on. Where was the... I had a link. I had a good link. I've got so many links about G Herbo that it's actually like quite difficult to keep track of everything. So I want to just present everything in a really good order for you guys, okay? So, that's an old one. Here we go. All right, this is what I was looking for. I had that wrong. All right, I need to fix something real quick. Hang on. In my document, I want to get this all right for you guys, okay? I want to get this all right. I want to cross my T's, dot my I's before I get deeper into this and get this perfect for you guys, okay? Because this timeline is actually insane. All right. All right, I got the link now. I got the right link. I got the correct link. So... all right. So it seems like not so long ago, J-Dog had actually appeared in a music video with G Herbo, and a bunch of old and new pictures are going around showing G Herbo and J-Dog. Now, I know that this was recent because I saw that picture of him wearing the Satoshi Nakamoto shirt not too long ago. So this was a recent music video shoot where J-Dog actually appeared. So they were clearly on good terms not so long ago. This was recent. And, you know, a lot of people have been wondering how this all went so wrong, what happened. And it appears that just 9 days ago, I did cover this in a previous video, but I'll just read it to you guys again. 9 days ago, okay, J-Dog threatened Herbo, said he can never come back to No Limit again, and he ended up getting shot and killed just 9 days after that happened, okay? So this was a long, lengthy post, all right? He's saying, first G Herbo, you left Mally, like, what the F is you talking about? Then you're on the internet, like, you've been with the stuff on Vito Broski and them, being told your goofy ass don't do that stuff since 2014. Now it's 2025, and talking like you've been in the street. Stop bapping for the internet or send the guy stuff. He ain't send the guy stuff for years, and you're talking about you ain't no limit. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, don't bring your bitch ass back to 78th and Essex, because you will have problems. I don't give no Fs about who riding with you, because I already told half of you guys, yo ass got one time to play with me. So he threatened Herbo. He said, you can't come back to the hood. If you do, it's a problem, and I don't care who you're with, who you're rolling with. And while you're on the internet, bapping Herbert, start telling the truth about yourself, because you made a bunch of stuff up. No lie, big cuz, and I will never look at you the same. All of these other people that he tagged, including Herbo, the same. I ain't going to lie, but I got deep love for you. Or my dead father, if you really know me, I've been saying I ain't no limit. I'm boss gang, okay? But I need to play with that hood like MFs ain't dying or going to jail for stuff like you always capping about in your raps. And tell the truth, we not looking for your ass to hang out, boy. And don't get it twisted. Yes, you made waves in rap music, but when it comes to ops, lawyers, when it comes to ops, should be a comment, lawyers, fees, stuff like that, you need to stop capping, okay? So this all went down, okay? And what's really interesting, okay, is that in response to this, Big Op, aka No Limit Faro, aka Big Opportunity, right? He came back. People saying he's talking like he's Thanos. He basically responded to this and said, ain't nobody telling one G Herbo where he can't go. It's a picture of him and Herbo together, and he said, blood can go wherever the F he want. Let an MF play and go against this stuff. Your ass be talking to God about it. 78th and Essex, our spot. You dudes ain't even did nothing behind the block to even think you can say anything, and I'll be on that bitch all the time. So when blood pull up with me, dudes ain't going to do nothing but D-ride and get your ass hurt if you want. Now, what's really sad about this is it appears that Big Op was close with J-Dog, okay? There's a picture of them two together that's been circulating. They were on good terms previously. This was just 3 hours ago that this was posted, and a lot of people are noticing how interesting it is, all right? J-Dog must have not known that Big Op been around the Savages and been smacking dudes since he was 14, all right? They're saying this is the only picture he not smiling in, okay? So this is interesting, okay? They were previously close, but obviously, we got the news. It emerged that J-Dog ultimately did get shot and lost his life. This was the original post when it first happened. He was shot 6 times in the back on 77th and Kingston and unfortunately lost his life. And this is some of the reporting on that. People saying every day it's some new stuff. To come home after a 10-year bid, tweak on some Lil Zay Osama stuff, and die immediately after is a crazy set of events. He's saying they were best friends in there too, playing with each other. I don't know what that's all about, okay? But yeah, people saying they definitely finna put this on Herb, that man in LA. That don't matter, man. Let me find out Doggy going out like Smirk, man. Saying it's crazy how he was sad yesterday, celebrating Glizzy, the tweaker's death on his story. Now he's dead. The street life ain't worth it, gang. Okay, that's crazy. Dude was just going at it with Herb. People saying that's probably why he died. Okay, could potentially see a reason. I didn't really see his ops claiming work, so it could be some internal thing. He ain't even been home a year, people are saying, okay? So I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory, okay? So I've seen a few really interesting posts about this on Reddit today. This one basically says the history of the divide in No Limit, okay? The No Limit piece, the No Limit stones were created by 2 people, G Gill and G Bull. When the break happened between No Limit and the rest of Terror Town happened, G Gill embraced the EBK Die 5 stuff fully and made sure all the shorties under him did too. G Bull did not. He was related to Eugene Hairston, who founded the Black Peace Stone Nation with Jeff Fort and made sure his shorties knew that even if they beefed 100 other stones, they were still stoned to the bone. G Gill was the big homie for G Herbo, Main Ski Jock, and that side of No Limit. G Bull was the big homie for Bibby, Sean, George, Newski side of the beef of No Limit. Even with G Bull dead, G Gill locked up early, very early in the drill era. The different approach they had to structure and leadership created 2 separate crowds within No Limit that never fully reconciled. Boss Gang exclusively refers to all the no limbs that came up under G Bull. And that post that I showed you a minute ago, where he was basically, where J-Dog was going at G Herbo, he mentioned that he was Boss Gang in there, right? He said you don't need No Limit, you Boss Gang, all right? And it says the current internal conflict isn't random groups of friends, it's the 2 sides of No Limit that have been on very different sides for years now. People saying basically Bibby and them was groomed to chase money, Herb was crew was taught to chase murders and kills hats. All right, people saying, which side did Cairo come under? People saying, I think Cairo was under G Gill. Yep, you can literally tell based on who drops the 5 in videos. Jock, Mainski, Cairo, all the no limits you never see doing that in videos are from G Bull's side. Okay, and what's really interesting about this, okay, basically, people said that that J-Dog might have actually started this boss gang thing, all right? It says J-Dog started that boss gang stuff with Bibby back in the day. That's his little bro. I know he feel away, and I mostly only see dudes that mess with Bibby and his side posting RIP, the real blockheads. I think Bibby be putting money in the hood, and they don't ever respect him. People saying Bibby ain't putting money in the neighborhood, but he ain't giving dudes false hope either. He got his circle like Sosa got his circle. Most of the No Limit dudes were mad when Bibby put juice on the wall on Essex because it's plenty other people that should have went up there first. You see, it wasn't up there long. They're saying how you know. It says Bibby not messing with them dudes. You can see he gave record deals to the whole drill city and not one dude from his block. But then people are saying the same thing with Herb. The block No Limits for some reason got a lot of animosity. Herb speak on it all the time. Bibby seemed like he just on some F all that stuff type stuff. Right? So the Herbo and Bibby divide is really interesting, right? And then people are basically saying that it was really Boss Gang and Drench Gang, which is another younger generation of No Limit members that were actually at war. People are saying it's really Boss Gang versus Drench Gang, okay? And that was just 2 days ago. People saying, man, if J-Dog rocking with Boss Gang and Big Op on the Drench side, it's some backdoor stuff going on that put Bibby and Herb in a real weird spot. They might still be cool behind the scenes, but that pressure going to make them move different. You'll probably see less link-ups, less public love, because both sides going to be watching who rocking with who. Ain't no guarantee they fall out, but the trust will get tested heavy. People saying, hell yeah, for all we know, dudes are having separate meetings right now. Okay? So some people predicted this war. Some people predicted this murder and everything that kind of came off the back of this situation. Okay, this was just 2 days ago. And they're saying, we've seen it coming, okay? This is somebody saying, mark my words, No Limit will soon be a hood with eternal stuff, just like Paxtown, just like Circon, Scrap Gang, Mob, etc. It starts with dudes like Mainski. He always front and center to add fuel to the fire, okay? He was saying it's the cycle, bro. Dudes get into their late 20s, mad at the world that they wasted their life. People saying that's a deep comment. Some people are confused about what's going on, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people are saying that J-Dog, they actually felt like, looking back, J-Dog was really just crying for help. He was just crying out for attention in this situation. People saying J-Doggy, looking back, bro, was crying out for help. Yeah, he probably was sort of being entitled, but this goes to show you what he was talking about. If only Herb and them made opportunities for the block, it could save some lives. Not saying it's Herb's fault at all, though, but it's just crazy to see bro crying out for help and then dying right after. This stuff's real out here. When you log out of social media, it's dudes really living in a war zone while dudes are making money off these deaths and lifestyles that people are forced to live. People are saying he was mentally unstable and was in the mental health unit when he was in prison. A No Limit convenience store wasn't going to change nothing for him. All right. People say, did he really come home from a 2016 body? I only ever heard of him when he was mad at Herb or whatever happened, right? They're saying Herb took the Chief Keef route. People saying he was putting in work for these dudes for them to only come behind him and snake him just because of how he felt, when half of No Limit felt the same way. The street stuff is dumb, okay? And look, a lot of people were hurt by the loss of J-Dog, you know, whether the gang is split into two sides. You know, people were hurt and people were kind of sharing their opinions. This is Drench Gang Trigger from No Limit speaking on J-Dog. It said, all he wanted was for everything to go back to regular. We arguing for an hour straight, spitting in each other's faces, talking, and then shake hands a few minutes later. I told him life changed a lot in 2 years, little bro. What you think it did in 10? He said, shit, I'm talking about my block being the same. I don't care about 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, lol. Little dude say stuff and make it so funny, but didn't understand what I meant. I wish he was a little more understanding. Love you, kid. Stuff will never be the same now. So Drench Gang Trigger's kind of mourning the loss of this person, but he's basically saying, yo, I tried to break it down to J-Dog. I said, yo, look, things have changed. You just came out of jail after doing 9 years for a body. Things have changed, okay? G Herbo is the breadwinner right now, okay? People saying, I don't think he got backdoored from the Herbo thing. I feel like he was just tweaking with everybody and things went too far, okay? But people saying he basically gave low when he was trying to tell Herb where he can't go. People say, man, he threatened to do something to Herb. Unless you're from Chicago, you wouldn't even know who Terrortown was. Unless you're from over east, Herb and Bibby put the lights on Terrortown, especially 79th and Essex. And of course, that's KTS beef and Black Mob. Everyone's seen that man. He comes home talking stuff about Herb. Someone made that call. And then he said he's not even NLMB. He from somewhere else. Yet you over there. Someone wasn't feeling him. And he put in no work since 10 years when he caught that body. It was definitely some shorties that slid on him and got him drenched. He definitely did disown the whole NLMB name and say he was Boss Gang, which is a set in No Limit. But I don't know, man. Dude should have rumbled that out. They should have fought it out. All right. So his little brother, or his, allegedly, right, his brother Lil Nu or his homie, someone close to him is basically saying that it was a backdoor. He posted the Lil Durk song Backdoor after he got killed earlier that day, and people are saying that that's proof, it's confirmation that he was backdoored by his own gang. Okay. And there's been a lot of new information about J-Dog that's been circulating, okay? People have been posting pictures of him with, like, OG members of the crew, with Mally, G-Slim, and J-Dog all together back in the day. People are kind of sharing the history. People saying, and Herb talking about Mally don't know him, but they're together, right? People saying Herb was really trying to front and downplay his own homie for the net. That's what they're saying. Mally was close to J-Dog. I don't think this would have happened if Mally was home. Now, other people from No Limit have spoken out. This is another post that I'll show you. This is No Limit Jado speaking on the situation. He said, damn, doggy, you can't call me early morning. Where you at, lil' cuz? Pop out on the 8. I'm on my way right there. Been around me since I was a real ass baby boy. This just hit home hard as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Lost for words. To be honest, I thought it was NLMB. You wanted to see me make it. I'm mad and I can't even fake it. Okay? People saying the ops definitely didn't kill him. The way that these guys were talking about it, okay? People saying he meant, I thought it was you never leave my brother. He's talking to J-Dog saying it would be never leave my brother. And then this commentary saying they're talking like they're saying one of the No Limits killed him, but it could have a double meaning. People are saying, so it wasn't NLMB, but they're saying NLMB in that context means never leave my brother. But other very infamous steppers from No Limit have been commenting. Crazy James and White Bread from No Limit reacted. Right, this person posted "Lonely Child" by Youngboy to pay the F attention. I'ma miss you, lil bro. And then this is the other one. It says, "Show no love, love will get you killed. Trust nobody, never put your guard down." People are saying a lot of the bodies people give C Money are actually James's work. I'll never forget when he literally went on Instagram and said he killed Posto, and he shouldn't have thought that building was safe. A lot of drill stuff wasn't properly documented. You just have to be around. Okay, so these are serious steppers, all right? But a lot of people have been reacting to the loss of J-Dog, okay? This is No Limit Lil Los and No Limit Laro reacting to the death. Posted, "You was with me." Said, "Real dudes ain't feeling this," okay? People saying it's finna go down. Y'all think it's a game? J-Dog was a real face over there, all trolling aside. People saying, "I see, this is making me wonder, is they going to drop NLMB altogether and just run with the Boss Gang Drench Gang split?" People saying, all jokes aside, everybody might think Drench Gang will win, but Boss Gang got the older dudes and dudes with more money. Drench just got younger dudes and hotheads, but that ain't nothing when you war in with 3 brothers with money. We all saw how that Bloodhound stuff was made. It's different having your blood brothers backing you. Okay? So a lot of people, I'm spitting on the mic, a lot of people are saying that J-Dog basically, he did die because he didn't realize how much things had changed once he got out of jail. They're reposting this earlier where it's, you know, Drench Gang Trigger basically explaining why he explained to him that things changed. Is it another post that says, knowing brother just wanted to know how, knowing brother just wanted this stuff to go back to how it was when he left. That's all brother wanted to do was make the block back great again. I guess y'all misunderstood his motive. Shit hurt bad, cuz. Only a few left that love this stuff and really love the people. He was one of them. Can't change certain stuff or people though, brother, no matter what. Low-key, this is almost admitting that it's a backdoor. I ain't gonna lie to you. Basically saying he wanted it to go back. Guess y'all. Who's y'all? Y'all misunderstood his motive. This is low-key talking a little bit too much and explaining exactly who did this, in my opinion. Okay? Is how are you going to be gone for 10 years, then come back and want things to go back the way it was? That's naivety. In 10 years, a lot of new alliances have been formed, new young people grown up, more guns in people's hands. Things have changed. You just can't move the same. He should have left the hood and moved on with his life. People are saying it's a reach. People are saying they don't think he died over the Herb issue, but if he did it to himself. He made himself a threat and got followed up on. All right, people are saying Herb took care of a lot of people in the past. He paid for funerals, bailed out his guys, and looked out for them in general while giving some of his close homies good opportunities to start a new life and make money legally. Because of that, they're always going to ride for him. Loyalty naturally goes to the hand that feeds them. Plus, Big Op will always back Herbo no matter what. Since he got shorties under him, you know things can get serious if anyone decides to go against G Herbo. Okay, and more people have just basically been analyzing the situation and talking about it and basically saying like, look, J-Dog died because he was not aware of the current state of street changes and its politics since he served 9 years out of a 10-year sentence and came home this year in 2025. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, it's crazy. I need to take a little breath. For like a second, for like 2 seconds, man. It's a lot. It's a lot going on right now, man. It's actually crazy. This situation's crazy. Oh, I'm nearly out of prime. It's tragic. But anyway, the rest of this post says the reality is people need to stop putting the blame on G Herbo or saying backdoor. I know a lot of people like to be nerd detectives. They think they know what's going on and possibly are causing more problems due to false information. The truth is, when you're a street dude and you go to jail, even if it's for a week or a month or an entire year, many things can happen in the streets, such as new street politics, who is friendly with who, new ops, people moving on with their lives, new people getting into gangbanging, and so on. At the end of the day, J-Dog could have been caught by one of these new people who started gangbanging since the pandemic, also, and possibly by a crazy fan. I thought that's a reach. This is why, to survive in the streets, you've got to be more smart than being a tough guy. You can't simply go to jail in 2014 or 15, serve 9 to 10 years, and think you can come outside and move like it's still 2014-15. If you really want to survive the streets, you move on with your lives and be a member of society. Now, this post is quite contradictory because they're trying to say it could have just been a crazy fan that killed him, and then you're saying you need to be more smart. You can't come home and try and tell everyone how to change their ways. And basically, to sum it all up, don't say shit about Herb. But Cairo did a whole interview talking shit about Herb. J-Dog only made a couple of posts. Folks did say different stuff, though. But Cairo actually got rank. Herb couldn't have got him gone without Lil Wet and Big Op feeling some type of way. Cairo got more rank than Herb. Folks, just the breadwinner, basically. Right? Not going to lie, you talking that bullshit. The dude got backdoored. His blood brother and his people are posting backdoor. Okay? So, okay, look. All right, the Cairo thing's interesting, right? Because if you don't remember, okay, No Limit Cairo is a very notorious figure from the No Limit area. Okay, he's known as a personality. He's a troll. He's very funny, all right? He does a lot of memes, a lot of joking around, a lot of skits. But he famously did a big interview. I think it was 16 Shot 'em, and he basically said G Herbo didn't show love to all the homies. G Herbo didn't show the support that he said he was going to show. G Herbo claimed in a lyric of the song that when Lil Wet beats his quadruple murder case that he's going to fly him out to Egypt, and he beat that case and ain't no flights to Egypt happen. No Limit Cairo ended up flying his damn self out to Egypt for another viral moment, but Cairo went straight at G Herbo and ain't nothing happened to him, but he is certified as a notorious member of the crew. But meanwhile, everybody is saying it's backdoor. I mean, look, we can't say definitively for sure at this stage, but it seems pretty obvious that the discourse around this situation is saying that it's a backdoor. People are saying this is a No Limit female who's confirming that it's a backdoor. Said, damn, my blood little cousin, though. I was so happy you was a free man. 9 a.m. I called everybody phone this day for you, lil cuz. I'm crushed that they know that I'm going against whoever about my lil cousin. I know I used to get on their ass for playing with you, and I'm talking about shit just made me wash my hands with all of this stuff. Or my kids, what the F? Sitting on a jail call explaining this stuff to Low and hearing the hurt in his voice killed my soul growing up. It literally was you, Low, and Project and 30Z. Remember, my second crib I ever had, y'all moved in with me. Free everything. Trying to speak the good memories to stop from crying, but I can't lie, this took it. Dudes are weird. Dudes are hoes. You know I ain't closing my mouth about nothing. They're going to hear this. They're going to feel it. Family over everything. Free our crowd. You just hurt them boys behind the wall. This is what this came to. I guess because it's you, huh? Never been a bitch though, lol. Dudes had to know you was gonna stand 10 with whoever slow ass little boy that they couldn't take you. Guess them words hurt more than we thought. Nobody ever hoed you. Damn, 30Z. Damn, Low. What about Lil Sysnem? Grams, I'ma miss the F out of you on rock. Literally feel like a part of me empty, lil cuz. I just waited 9 years for you and ain't get 9 months out of you. I'm hurt. What a way to end my trip, shorty. It ain't never no coming back from this on my dead brother. Count me out. Y'all can have this stuff. Free them killers. Backdoor K. Real dudes ain't feeling this stuff, man. So it appears that they're confirming that it's a backdoor. People saying, damn, she one of the most loved females from their block too. Her and G Slim daughter. Okay, people saying, guess them words hurt more than we thought. That's saying a lot. And it says in that same post, she says, I ain't closing my mouth about nothing. MS will never learn sometimes. Shut up. It will save your life. People saying, yeah, Tank official, her brother Kilo stamp also. So if she say it's a backdoor, that's what it is. Damn, yeah, that No Limit divide real. This is weak. Okay. People are saying it's all confirmed. They're posting everybody saying backdoor and all of that stuff. Okay. And this post was going around. I thought this was a little bit weird, but it's interesting. People posted this and said this probably the last song playing from J-Dog's earpod. It's before Shorty Mob double tapped him with a button while they was walking to the store. Man, it's low key disrespectful. What was this song?
You was cracking them cars and selling that shit. I was out on the block, putting up on the neck, kind of deep.
All right, so this song is Lil Zay Osama's track changed up, okay? And look, I feel like it's kind of convoluted, but I feel like what they're trying to say is that, you know, the last thing he might have heard was changed up. I don't know whether that's saying that he changed up or whether he feels like his crew changed up. But they're saying, bro thought he could take the EBK Juvie and Cairo wrote without consequences. You ain't putting enough work. Game over. Should have applied for Amazon now. I don't know who posted this, but it seems like somebody is kind of happy that this happened. Okay, people are saying that's crazy. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's funny. I don't think it's funny, but they're basically saying that they probably caught him as a result of the alleged changing up. Now, what's really interesting is everybody's been waiting for what the serious No Limit elders have been saying about this, and No Limit Cairo did actually post an update. People are saying that Cairo is actually siding with J-Dog and shows his condolences. So this is a post apparently from Cairo, and it says, I love you, and I'm sorry I couldn't make it back to you in time, okay? People are saying a lot of No Limits and Shorty Mob members are showing a lot of love to J-Dog from what I've seen on IG. He only said something to Herbo. Big Op included himself, which means that most likely a lot of them still rock with him. People don't know what's going on. He ain't got to pick a side, but that is his homie, okay? But what's really interesting now is how G Herbo is taking all of this, okay? Because how can I say this elegantly? I don't know if it's even possible, okay? You dissed G Herbo and said he couldn't come back to the hood, and 9 days later he's dead. Doesn't take a genius to say, what's Herbo's role in this? That's just a question being asked, okay? And what's really messed up is that it seems like there's a bit of a cover-up going on with some of the discourse around this. So a lot of people have noticed, right? There's a classic G Herbo song called L's, and the comments have been turned off. Not only have the comments been turned off, but J-Dog was in the music video. Not only was J-Dog in the music video, but they're claiming that there was actually a little scene that was acted out in the music video where J-Dog actually gets killed by G Herbo. Okay, and so he's turned the comments off, and I've even heard from people there saying that apparently he even went into the back end of YouTube and actually trimmed out the segment where you actually see this little skit play out where J-Dog actually loses his life. And I feel like that is actually insane. I'm about to check into that. But yeah, that's actually wild. So let me just see if I can pull this up. All right. So here it is. This is the G Herbo L's official music video, okay? And I don't want to get no trouble, but let's see. Comments are turned off. Comments are indeed turned off, and people are saying that it's J-Dog and he's in the video and there's a skit that was trimmed out. I don't know if I don't know if that's true. I just heard that as a rumor from somebody, but he really in the video, and you know, a lot of people are saying, yo, like, see how this whole thing played out. Herbo shooting up the scene. Okay, it seems like that skit still in there. And that was him at the start in the Nike hoodie. So that really is a scene where Herbo actually hunts down and kills the man that really died after dissing Herbo. So that's still in the video, right? They could have blurred this out. Doesn't look like it's been trimmed out the video. But Herb shooting back there. His homie dead. So look, it doesn't look like Herbo's actually the person that shot and killed him. It looks like Herbo's actually with him shooting it out with the ops. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit suspect. Oh wow. Okay, and then at the end, he basically sees that Herbo was actually the shooter after all. So that actually ain't Herbo in the car. I was misinformed. Or maybe it was. Maybe he's playing both characters on some David shit. He find it himself. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So that's not a good look. You can understand why he would want to turn the comments off on that, right? It's actually like, it's pretty crazy. Okay, and the ironic thing is saying, look, not only was J-Dog in that video with Herbo, but people are speculating saying, yo, just how J-Dog was in the recent Herbo video, I guarantee you J-Dog's killer was in it too, right? They're really referring to that recent video where Herbo was wearing the Satoshi Nakamoto t-shirt. Can't remember exactly what that song was called, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely is like a very damning look. You know, it's very, very suspect. That is what people are saying. Let me see if I can find that exact video. Yeah, this is it. So this is the music video for Reason, and this is the video where Herbo's wearing that Satoshi Nakamoto shirt, and this would have been filmed on his block, and, you know, all the talk of not being able to go back to your block, but it's actually believed that J-Dog is in this video. There's a screenshot of him in the video that was circulating. I wonder if the comments are still on for this video. I think that would be quite interesting. Comments are turned off once again. Comments are turned off on that video too. So look, G Herbo low-key is in damage control right now, and I'm not going to lie, okay, it probably is a smart reason to do that, but at the same time, like, that's not really going to stop what's going on. That doesn't really do anything. That just kind of proves that you're in a tight spot. Comments turned off on his recent vlog too, so he might have turned his comments off on everything, man. And not only does that stop you posting a comment, but that stops you actually being able to look up an archive. I need to watch this later for show. I feel like it's clickbait. But you know, all the other comments, all the discourse, all the analysis about this is gone, okay? That's been cleaned up. That's been covered up. And I feel like that is really not a great look, all right? So ever since then, okay, people have posted a lot of pictures of J-Dog from back in the day. There's a picture of him whiling out to Sexy Red. It says, lol, man, my shorty was the real energy, a real bug. Damn, brother, I love you so much, Jalen. Okay? J-Doggy, get it, J-Doggy, all right? So he, you know, he was out here having fun with his peoples. People are really heartbroken about what happened. People are saying RIP, okay? And people are posting even more pictures of J-Dog with G Herbo before the fame. This is a clip from that old music video that we saw a minute ago. People saying not before the fame. He was already famous at that point. That was definitely at least before, you know, doing 9 years in prison and Herbo becoming really the #1 person in Chicago. People are saying it's crazy how it turned out with your day ones that you were close with. The dude that's been drilling since he was 14 did it. Just know it started from a confrontation. Like, I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying that. All right, lol, crazy in Herb video. He said 14. I'm in books and playing basketball. Big Op was the complete opposite. Okay, bro, don't take a rocket scientist to work out what people are inferring by that. Okay, so there's people on Reddit that are basically saying, yeah, G Herbo dropped that bag. Okay, and what's really interesting here, okay, this is allegedly, you know, somebody, you know, it says stop posting my brother with him, F to y'all, all right? And people are basically, she's reposting this repost of G Herbo and J-Dog in that music video together back in 2016. She's saying stop posting my brother with him, F y'all, right? So she basically saying, yeah, we're not rocking with G Herbo, all right? And people are saying because of that, they think that that's proof that Herbo actually dropped the bag and made this happen. And they're saying a dude dropping dead a week after getting into it with you is a bad look. The feds are definitely going to be on Herb's ass. For sure, guilty or not. People are saying Fed's been on NLMB ass regardless of this situation, but this added fuel to the fire. I'm not going to lie, this definitely is going to have the Feds on G Herbo, right? And it says, all BS aside, though, Herb ain't got to drop a bag. Lil Blood and them feel like he did enough by getting Big Op that deal. So anything Herb says goes. It says, man was finna get Lil Wet right. He got Big Op right. He shouted out Baby Drench multiple times in songs. Had the whole hood outside and bought toys for him to drive and take pics with probably bonded dudes out countless times. Shit. If he gave over 10,000 back to the hood, he good, right? And they're saying, whole time, Bibby ain't do nothing for his hood that we know of. And I don't want to hear these dudes say, well, Herb's the only one rapping about it. Like, what the F? He's a rapper, gang. Then he probably don't even want to rap about that stuff. But as soon as he stopped rapping about it, the whole world going to scream he fell off. There's no winning the internet. Okay? People saying a simple conversation amongst the guys before internet woofing could have solved all of this. Okay? All right? So a lot of people, some people don't think it's true. People saying, bro, you need to shut the F up. Herb wouldn't wish death on his homie. If dudes backdoored him, they took it upon themselves to do that. Herb ain't stupid enough to do any bag dropping or even mention that after the Dirk situation and him catching a Fed charge. People saying, facts, bro. I think J-Dog and another member got in an argument about the situation and it just went left. I don't think Herb had anything to do with it. People saying, Herb definitely ain't going to back your J-Dog. J-Dog, anyone who thinks that is stupid as S. J-Dog just served 9 years in jail and came out 2025, was in prison for an alleged murder and shooting. You don't think the family and friends of the person that J-Dog shot won't slide for his goofy ass? And even more when he's beefing with G Herbo so they can blame it on NLMB and make it look like it wasn't the ops. This is why you can't take these hollering women from the hood serious with all the emotional stuff without proof. All right. So look. Yeah. It's not a good look. Honestly, it's not a good look. You know, people are still believing that it was a backdoor. Okay, there's other people involved with the situation. Yeezy Money on the backdoor from No Limit. All right, they're saying, I can't believe you dudes just effed my hood up like this. I can't believe you dudes just said F all the stuff that we stood on for and built. I cannot believe this stuff. Okay, thinking dudes love and protect us. Love and protect us. Soon as we turn our back, they try and kill us. Day 2, brother. Day 2 of me never seeing you again. Cool. That block don't feel the same. It's never going to feel the same. And I'm knowing I can call you at 6 a.m. until you finna get dressed and dropping the kids off. I'm finna go ahead, come back on the block. I'll be there around 8 p.m. I think we did actually already see this. But yeah, they're basically saying backdoor, man. Dude got backdoored, but there's still going to be dumbass dudes writing long-ass paragraphs and fan theories about how it was the ops. People saying she no limit, NLMB, NLMG. People are saying, look, people are saying the backdoor is likely, all right? Now, because a lot of people are thinking that this is going to be big federal problems for G Herbo, people are posting memes. They're trying to defend him. They're trying to say NLMB innocent. Trust me, they got G Herbo on OJ Simpson with the tight-fitting gloves to say, nah, you know, all this speculation, you know, the fact that he was beefing with the guy just 9 days before he mysteriously ends up getting killed. I ain't got no, hey, bro. They're trying to help him beat the case like OJ Simpson. People are laughing, all right? They're saying they got him fried with that picture. But some people are kind of saying more seriously, don't blame G Herbo. He couldn't possibly have had something to do with this. Here dudes go with the fan fiction blaming Herbo. Y'all act like J-Dog ain't diss multiple other NLMB members that's actually in the trenches still. Herbo, rich as hell. Some money somewhere put up. Why the F would he risk his freedom and career to get a dude stuck in the hood that never did no violence to him or anyone he loved killed? He see what's happening to Dirk. I'm sure if he risked dropping the bag on a dude head, it wouldn't be no dude like J-Dog, shooter shells 100%. But J-Dog, come on, man. Oh my God, don't talk about shooter shells, man. That's what I'm saying. He's not risking his freedom over no one's opinion that's still in the hood. This all been brewing for a while. NLMB just isn't an alliance of Stones and GDs. It's 2 Stone blocks plus Muskegon. Right, saying Dirk's thing wasn't in Chicago, which got him effed up. Police in Chicago, low-key, lazy. They would barely care. All right, Herb ain't have to send a blitz. Dudes do it off the love. People saying Big Op did that. Okay, he low-key said he was, though, right? So people are saying it's different. I'll keep it real with you. I feel like people thinking, oh, well, he didn't drop the bag. He didn't send the money for the murder, so he can't possibly get indicted. Bro, the feds don't care, bro. If they can prove that you were part of the gang, the leader of the gang, they're going to put you in a leadership position. If they say Big Op was doing things that you wanted him to do, and he did it off the love, what love? The love of the gang? Like, you're going to get done for the RICO. You're going to get done for the murder. It's going to be, maybe it won't be a murder for hire, but it would be a murder conspiracy. And I think this is just all looking really bad for G Herbo, if I'm honest with you. I mean, this is a guy who really should be keeping his nose clean. Shouldn't have even been going back and forth with people like that. And a lot of people aren't surprised, man. They're saying with this big split in the gang, they're saying NLMB was never going to work out. Looking back, the concept of the No Limit Muskegon boys was never supposed to work out. Totally different nations claiming one hood, but also repping everybody killer too. The fact they stayed together with hundreds of members for 40 plus years is hella impressive. People saying that never leave my brother thing made it last, not No Limit Muskegon. I remember in the 2010s, everybody was claiming that stuff. Females, kids, even older dudes, just because the meaning of it stuck. That's what made dudes remember who Herb was, NLMB. That used to be in everybody's Facebook name. That really was a culture. I was there, so I can say this 100%. I can see the problem now behind the scene. Dudes feel like MFs ain't standing on what the world know them for NLMB. All right. People saying, I think they've been let go of that nation thing a long time ago. Brother, they put in their block and they're real homies and family over any gang. You can be a BD who beefs with BDs from another block and have love for GDs in your hood. All right. So I'm not saying this, but other people are saying after everything that happened, G Herbo definitely can't come back to No Limit, man. J-Dog maybe got his wish. People are saying, all right, I love Herb, but he could have come back before, but Herb definitely cannot come back to that block ever again. I'm not saying he gave bread and said to do it, but he definitely gave dudes a reason to have a divide. Now it's a full-blown civil war. All of these dudes looking at each other like who on what now. Okay, people saying, I don't think he really care to go back. He paid and out the way. But then they're saying he literally just shot a video over there before all this. It's tatted on him. Of course he'd love to come back time to time. Okay, it says he was just over there. He can go back whenever he wants. The toughest dude don't feel safe in a split hood. Ain't nowhere safe. His best bet was to never even come back. Not going to lie, but that doesn't mean he can't go back. They're saying J-Dog started this, and I bet he back on Essex. Cairo did the same thing. Herb fed it no energy because he ain't want this. Look what happens when dudes feed into it. No Limit was already divided. If anything, the MFs who said they were finna do him if he came back made it worse. This is a comment saying broadcast dudes want to troll. Your lame broadcast need that. All right. They're saying apparently it's J-Dog's sister. I don't know if that's for sure true. But people, I personally feel like this is really, really, really bad news for G Herbo. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if a RICO came. I don't think you can be this brazen, even if he's not responsible. If as people are saying, somebody in the gang did it off the love, people in the feds are going to be like, what do you mean by that? When you say you did it for the love and no money was involved, like, for the love of what? For the love of the gang? For the love of the boss of the gang? For the love of the most prominent breadwinner in the gang that's G Herbo? Okay, here's a case. I'm not wishing that on G Herbo. I love G Herbo's music. He's a phenomenal artist. I think that he really has it right now as far as Chicago people that are actually free. He's legendary. He's been here through every era. But honestly, I do find this quite alarming. I am a little bit worried. I do feel like the feds might just wrap this up with a bunch of the other unsolved murders. I've just got to remind you, they still haven't solved the KTS Dre murder. The guy was shot at 64 times outside of the jail, and I don't think the feds like you know, the state authorities, the federal, nobody likes that. They don't want to have it, so it's like, yeah, we're going to release people from the prison, and there's hit squads waiting outside the prison. And it ain't the first time that that's happened. Well, it ain't the only time that that's happened where people have been hit outside the prison. So they take that very seriously. No doubt that there are investigators in Chicago poring over these social media posts as we speak. And if I was G Herbo, I would definitely tread very carefully. That's no disrespect. That's just being a realist and just being real about the situation that's at hand. So look, that's the big, beautiful G Herbo update. Okay, that's all of the information I've got around this situation now. I might do a full documentary about No Limit and follow up, because there's, you know, you got the whole Mellow situation, the mass shooting where 4 people got hit. Some people are saying that maybe there's been stuff going on in the streets around that. Some people are saying that the guys are so distracted by this internal beef that they're not even like focused on what happened in that situation. Look, I don't know, but I will update you guys if there's any more information about this, and we got to pray for G Herbo to stay out of trouble, man, because that's the last thing we need is the new biggest rapper in Chicago catching a giant federal murder for hire conspiracy to murder case. I'm not trying to see that, okay? So prayers up for G Herbo, and I'll catch you in the next update. That's that, man. That's the G Herbo situation, okay? That is it, okay? That is what it is. Now, I did have a couple other loose topics that I could touch on in this stream, okay? But I'm honestly feeling a bit tired and just feeling like some of what I'm going to say isn't very substantial, so it might be a good time to just really wrap it up, right? Can I get some W's in the chat? Can I get some dubs, please? Please, guys. Please clap. Please dub. Give me some W's for 3 hours of content, man. Give me some nice little dubs for 3 beautiful hours of content, okay? Because I'm out here grinding. All right, I'm out here grinding. I'm out here dropping off glorious content for you guys, okay? So if you enjoyed that stream, I'm seeing nothing but W's in the chat right now. Whoa, that's crazy. That's brazy, all right? I'm grateful that everybody tapped in with this stream, man. I'm really glad that you guys have, you know, enjoyed these streams. A lot of people were saying when I didn't stream yesterday, they were saying, why? Where's the stream? Why aren't you streaming? Where's the stream? Give us the stream, man. And I'm back, okay? I'm gonna go chill out. I'm probably gonna go have a nice soak in the bath. All right, might go and hit a little Zar. Go meet up with the homies, all right? Because I've been grinding, I've been grafting. I'm trying to come up with some ideas to make these streams better. Maybe now that I've got a lucky ice pop to my name, I might be able to get some luck as far as planning these streams better, getting better information for you guys, all of that good stuff. But yeah, just I want to say thank you so much, man. I really just appreciate all the support. You know, I'm a streamer now. Shout out to Jack in the chat with a $9.99 as well, man. I appreciate you, my guy. Okay, everybody that sent super chats, donations. Shout out to No Jumper for gifting 10 or 20 subs, whatever they gifted. That was sick. I'm gonna start multi-streaming on Twitch. I might even do a not safe for work stream on Kick. I don't know. The homie's talking about we need to do a straight debauchery stream on Kick where we just smoke Zar and gamble and shit. I'm not really a gambler like that, but the homie's trying to put me on, man. I might go to Las Vegas soon, and I might need to soften up my stance on gambling so I can have a little bit of fun out there on them slots and them tables, man. But I don't know. I don't want to abandon my principles, but also if I can just healthily have a little bit of fun with it, that'd be good too. But oh man, I'm tired. I'm tired, gang. Look, I'm actually tired. I need to get off of here. Oh, I need to have a big stretch. I literally got out of bed and just came straight onto the desk and got this stream popping, man. I can't lie. I don't even smell too good right now. I ain't gonna hold you, man. All right, I'm reeking. I might have to animate some stink lines on the stream next time. But I will be back with another stream. Excuse me. Hopefully tomorrow. And they're saying they need more David content. I'm a little bit running dry on the David content. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think there's too many more updates. If there is an update, I will give you an update. If there's an arrest, you know we will be going absolutely brazy. All right, people are telling me go smoke a zoo. All right, I'm gonna have to go and do what I got to do. But I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. It was a glorious 3 hours. Thank you so much. Delete everything. All right, delete everything. We're gonna delete everything. We're not gonna delete everything. I'm gonna upload everything. New videos, new drops. Everything's coming for you guys soon. Appreciate you so much for being here, man. It's been lit. I'm really enjoying streaming. Delete everything. All right, I'm really enjoying streaming, but I'm still gonna delete everything. I'm trying to go up. All right, we are trying to push the streams. All right, we're going to do a bunch of streams. I'm going to do IRL streams at some point. We might even do smoking and gambling. I don't know what we're going to do, all right? We might just do some mad shit. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. It has been a lit stream once again, and I'm out of here, gang.